What's up, everyone? Here we are again. Another day, another chance to watch some playoff hockey. This time it's AHL, it's the Western Conference Finals, it's the Abbotsford Canucks, it's the Texas Stars. It's 4:50 p.m. and we're going to go live with the game at about 5 o'clock p.m. The AHL is there. They're right on it. They don't mess around. They do not mess around, as you all know out here. So, what are we going to do today? Like I said, we're going to watch the Abby Canucks versus the Texas Stars game 3. The Abby Canucks are currently up 2-0 in the series. We're going to start off by saying hello to all you beautiful people who are already in chat waiting for the game to get started. We're going to review the last game's stats and some other stats as well from the AHL so far. We didn't do the stats you want, but you don't really need, which we normally do. But there's just not enough stats, right? These teams have only played each other twice. So we're going to go through and we're just going to look at last game stats. We're going to look at the special team stats, and we're also going to look at the scoring leaders for the AHL. So we'll do a little bit of stats. Not as much as normal, though. During the first intermission, be very excited. For the first time ever, from Locked On Canucks, we're going to have Trevor Beggs joining the show for the first intermission. We're going to chat about his hockey fandom and the Vancouver Canucks upcoming offseason. What do you think they'll do? So it should be fun to have Mr. Trevor Beggs on from Locked On Canucks. And then during the second intermission, Dustin Boydell, he'll be by, and he's going to be by for the Rusty and Dusty sideshow. We'll start off by doing the ups and downs of the first couple periods, and then we'll go through some of the latest Canucks news of the day. And then finally, Dustin Boydell will be once again by for the post-game show. We'll wrap up everything that happened down there in Texas today, about all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, the refereeing, the 3 stars, all that kind of thing. So should be a lot of fun. So make sure you all stick around. My name is Ross Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect. And I'd like to start off by proposing a toast to evil. Mostly because I want to take a sip already, you know? So I've got extra screens now, people. I managed to hook up my TV to my computer. So now I'm streaming the hockey game onto the computer rather than having it on my other screen. So we got it set up, though. It was happening right before we got started here. All right. Let's start off. Yeah, Zach was here and he starts the wave. He's like, woo! Zach McNally, 25, Leafs Bigs fan. Welcome, buddy. He's starting the wave. That's good to see. Then there's me. And I showed up and I was like, oh boy, we have more Canucks hockey to watch. Oh, typo. Look at me knowing how to spell hockey, eh? In Pick Freddy We Trust shows up and is like, Go Canucks go, Go Canucks go, Go Canucks go, Go Canucks go. Wave. Welcome in Pick Freddy We Trust. Nice to see you, buddy. And then Big Hog shows up immediately correcting my spelling. It's a typo, bro. It's a typo. I'm sorry. I made you cry. I didn't know my typos would make you cry there, Big Hog, but that's all right. Big Mac, yo, what's shaking, everybody? How's it going, Big Mac? Nice to see you, buddy. Welcome to chat. One of our longest serving mods. Oh, Big Mac, you got a 6 beside your name now. Look at that. Big Mac with a 6 beside his name. You'll love to see that. And then Milosh shows up and he's like, go Canucks, go. Welcome, Milosh. Nice to see you, buddy. Riley Frazier. If Abby can win this, the series is over. Yeah, I mean, going up 3-0 in any kind of a playoff series, that's enough to put any team on the ropes. Don't see a lot of reverse sweeps. So, yeah, definitely putting one of the last few nails in the coffin if Abby can pull things off down there in Texas. Go, Mr. Beggs! Yeah, Trevor Beggs showing up today, guys. Are you excited? How excited are you for Mr. Trevor Beggs? It was good to chat with him. Nice guy. Took some time out of his busy day to come see us. So, yeah, in Prick Ready Trust, we got Trevor Beggs coming on. 2 evil, says Zach. Oh, cheers, 2 evil. In Prick Ready We Trust. 2 evil. Yep. And Big Mac, 2 evil. And Big Hog's like, evil 2. And then in Prick Ready Trust is like, I love watching hockey. I know, right? 666. What do you mean 666? What happened at 666? Go Canucks go, says Chico. What's up, Chico? Welcome. Nice to see ya. How's LA doing these days? Kent McGuire. Hola, everyone. Let's go nuts. What's up, Kent McGuire? Nice to see you. Hachiko's son. Papa. The Charlotte Checkers in the AHL Eastern Conference Final are up 3-0 on the Laval Rocket. Yeah. What's up, Kent? Aliens are real. No cap. I believe it. I believe aliens are real. Unfortunately, I cannot play the audio, but I will. I will be doing play-by-play for you. Aliens are real. No cap. I got you, brother. And then JP shows up. Is it weird that the Abbotsford Canucks have a practice facility before their parent team? Laugh out loud. Do the Abby Canucks already have a practice facility? That's crazy. It's currently sunny out with no clouds out. Nothing is perfect. Nice. 25C out now, right now. Oh, thank you for converting it to Canadian too for us. JP, me, and Hachiko have made a Canucks practice facility in Minecraft. Very cool. JP showing up. Oh, aliens are real. No cap. I bet 150 on Abby. Well, I hope aliens are real. No cap that you get your wish and your bet comes through because we want to see Abby win today. Thanks for being here anyway, brother. Jay Bogot. Let's go, Abby. Woo! Says Jay Bogot. Welcome back, brother. Nice to see you. And then Zach's putting all the Canucks colors in chat. Blue, green, white. All right. Let's hop on over to the game stats from last game, because we don't have the stats that you want, but you don't really need, because like I said, there's only been 2 games so far between these teams. So let's put my head up here. I think it's better up there. All right. So last game, game 1, game 2, it was a 1-0 win. Not as crazy as shots as it was in game 1. 29-26. So Abbotsford did still outshoot the Texas Stars. Linus Karlsson starts off the game with a tripping penalty, which is not great. And then Gavin White follows up. He also gets interference. A couple penalties in the first period. In the second period, Arturs Silovs actually tripped somebody going through his crease. He reached out and grabbed him with a stick. So that got Arturs Silovs a tripping penalty. Sammy Blais had a high stick. I mean, not really his fault, but ended up being a high stick either way. He was trying to lift the guy's stick, got him in the face. And then the bench minor was for too many men on the ice. So the Canucks did end up with 4 penalties within the first 2 periods. However, despite that, Texas did not score. Akito Hirose, inserted back in the lineup, ends up being the man who scores the first goal and only goal of the game. It was a bouncer, shot it from the point, went off some shin pads, ended up dribbling past the Texas goaltender. It was assisted by Karlsson and Archie Baines. So good look there. And then in the third period, things got weird. Phil DiGiuseppe tried to fight Colin. Colin pussied out and didn't drop his gloves. So they both got unsportsmanlike, which was funny. Rick Owen, right at the end of the game, getting a roughing call. Colin getting a roughing call and an unsportsmanlike. Archie Baines getting unsportsmanlike. Arturs Silovs getting roughing, and so did Jet Wu. And then the 3 stars were Silovs, Poirier, the Texas goaltender, and Akito Hirose with the game winner. And as we were talking about last game, there was only a couple guys who didn't get shots. Kudratsev, Ratu, who left the game early, so it'll be interesting to see if he's in tonight. And then Nate Smith as well did not have a shot, but everyone else had a shot on the roster. Arturs Silovs ends up with 26 saves on 26 shots. Oopsies, we clicked on something. Let's go back. All right. What is happening? Let's try this. There we go. Well, that's weird. What is happening? All right, let's look at this, because this is the special teams. So this is power play percentage in the AHL playoffs so far. The Abby Canucks, as you can see, 20.5 on the power play after 14 games played. That gives them 8 power play goals for and 1 shorthanded goal against. Texas Stars are right behind them on the power play at 19.4%. So only a 1% difference between these 2 teams on that. And Texas got 6 power play goals in 10 games. So pretty similar stats there for the availability of goals for them. And then this one here is the penalty kill. So we'll sort that. Abby Canucks, 97.5%. Absolutely insane. They played 14 games and they're still second in the entire playoffs after the Calgary Wranglers didn't allow a single shorthanded goal in just 2 games played. But you can see over here, like Big Hog said, the Charlotte Checkers are motoring. They're also 90%. But we have to go all the way down. 10th place, so not too bad. Texas coming in at 87% on the penalty kill, which is decent as well. It's not a crazy bad stat at all. And then if we're going to look at the skating stats, We did see this before. It was Rikoyan, Hughes, and Cole Lind were the top 4 scorers in the playoff, or top 3 scorers in the playoffs. It's nice to see Linus Karlsson has dethroned Cole Lind. So Karlsson has now got 13 points in 14 games. So he has moved into the top 3 in scoring. And then if we go down to 6 here, you can see Sammy Blais also coming in, not bad. 11 points through 14 games. And then there's Blumel. Blumel's up here too. He's in 8th place. And then if we got to go down a little bit farther, it's Kyle Capobianco. He's a defenseman. He's got 9 points in 10 games. So really, really good for a defenseman too. He actually is the second highest scoring defenseman in the playoffs so far after Kale Clegg. And then you got Phil DiGiuseppe also showing up here, and Arshdeep Bains. You got a couple of guys who are actually doing pretty good as well when it comes to scoring. This is today's scoreboard, so we'll be referring to this here and there as we go. But obviously you can see the last 2 games. The first game, Abby won 3-2, and then the Canucks also won 1-0 in the second game. Here are the top scorers, as we already kind of saw. Ty Mueller is the one who didn't end up in the top 20, but does have 8 points. So he is tied with Phil DiGiuseppe. Arshdeep Bains still does not have a goal in the playoffs, which is interesting to see. So we'll see if he maybe can break through tonight. On the other side, obviously, you got your top 5 that we already saw in the top 20 in scoring for the whole thing. Do they have the referees on here? They do not have the refs on here yet. But we'll have a look at that too. And this is just full-on playoff records, which is kind of cool. So the Canucks are on a 3-game win streak right now. And then at home, they're 7-2. On the road in the playoffs so far, they're 3-1-1. They've got 40 goals, 4 in the playoffs, and 26 against. And then, look at Texas is 6-2-2. So they've lost 2 games in overtime. The Canucks have lost 1 game in overtime. The Texas Stars have obviously lost 2 games in a row to the Canucks. So they're 1-1, 1 regulation loss and 1 overtime loss in the last couple games. They're 2-1 at home. So they only actually played 3 games at home, which is kind of crazy considering they're in the Western Conference Finals. But they are 4-1-2 on the road. So one of those losses was in Abbotsford, and one of the overtime losses was in Abbotsford. They've got 33 goals in the playoffs so far, which is 7 less than Abbotsford, and 3 goals less against. So not bad either there for the playoffs so far. Cool? Cool. Let's hop back to the bar. We're not too far out. Looks like they got the Canadian national anthem being sung out right now. We're good on that. And then should be fun. First game in Texas ever for the Abbotsford Canucks, which should be interesting to see. Let's hop back into chat before we get started. I think I just turned off my mouse. I need to get a new mouse. This is getting really bad. Okay, there we go. Big Mac, where was my invite to the Minecraft sesh? I don't know, bro. Gotta ask Hachiko and Big Hog, apparently. And JP now. What's up, JP? In Pick Fair You Trust. It's smoky and hazy here. Too many bong rips and forest fires. Bro, is there already forest fires where you at? In Pick Fair You Trust. Where are you living again? Is it Kamloops you live? Riley Fraser, what's your Stanley Cup prediction? I think Florida wins again. Hachiko, Mr. Ferret 1554 is my username. In Brick Value Trust is saying oil in 3. They're gonna win so much that they're gonna just cancel things, eh? I guess that's possible, right? I don't think they'd cancel. There is no I guess they can't cancel the rest of the Stanley Cup if they win the first 3 games, right? Hachiko, stay safe in Prick Value Trust. Stanley Cup predictions? Yeah, I would say Florida wins it. Thanks. Winnipeg is a safe zone. Oh, okay. You do live in Winnipeg too. So you have forest fires in Winnipeg right now? That's wild. Yep. That was a bad pun. A wildfire, right? That's wild. Hachiko, Panthers in 3, aliens are real, no cap. Arthur! says Kent McGuire. Mr. Silovs calling out his name. I like it. In Prick Value Trust, I honestly think it will be game 6 scenario. Panthers will most likely win. Aiden Kelly in the house. What's up, Aiden Kelly? How you doing today, friend? Nice to see you. I'm trying to figure out what's your picture of too. I feel like I slightly recognize that, but I can't quite place it. Hachiko, if the Panthers win, I will buy a Marchand jersey. What? That's the first one you go to? There's so many different players on that team. You could buy a bunch of them. Like Barkov, who just won the Selke. And we'll talk about that in the second intermission with Dustin. Because there was a member of the Vancouver Canucks who received a Selke vote. Actually, that'll be the first poll question of the day. Oh, they're lining up for the face-off. I'll do the poll question in a second here once we get this thing underway. Oh, okay. The puck has been dropped. The first period is underway between the Abbey Canucks and the Texas Stars. Puck back in the Texas zone to start. Abbey digging away, trying to come up with it. Texas picks it up, though, out of the corner and skates out through center. Wow, this is a crazy camera angle here in Texas. Puck goes to the net, and immediately they're driving the net. McKenzie, the captain, driving a Canuck defenseman back into Silovs, but then all the boys come in to change things up, make sure that Silovs is safe. Have fun. The wife and the dog are going out for a walk. Hachiko, if the Oilers win, you will never hear from me ever again. What? Which Canucks player got a Selke vote? Question mark. Face off in the Abbey Canucks zone to Arturs Silovs' left. Ty Mueller taking it there. Mueller wins it back to Breezewell. He plays it over for Wu. Wu plays it up to the half boards. Back over for Breezewell. He banks it off the boards. Can't get it deep into the Texas zone, though. And this cameraman is drunk. He can't even tell where the puck is. Man, that might be a problem. Texas does actually dump it pass into the Abbey zone from their own side of center, but they beat the Canuck player to the puck, and so it's no icing. But then a shot to the front of the net ends up going off of something and out of play with 9:17 left to go in the first period of play between the Abbey Canucks and the Texas Stars. Why would you abandon us like that, Hachiko? You said Luongo, Hachiko. Hachiko, says Aiden Kelly. No, you told me to get Marchand, big hug. Oh, shot to the front of the net. Poirier makes his first save. After Abbey rushes up the ice, flips the puck on net. Easy save. Save for Poirier. All right, it's like a trivia question, guys, but it's a poll question. There you go. Who got a vote for the Selke Trophy for the Abbotsford or the Vancouver Canucks? Erwin Aquino. We have a Gordie Howe hat trick. Can we get a Ron Hextall hat trick for goalies? Goal, assist, penalty. Erwin, I like that idea. Thank you for making the suggestion. The Ron Hextall hat trick. To get a goal, assist, and a penalty. That's really, really tough for a goalie. Oh, Wolanin just intercepts a pass up to Becker, who was right on the Canucks blue line. But Wolanin was back in time and made sure that Texas didn't get a breakaway. Abbey gets to center ice. Sammy Blade dumps it into the far corner. Puck is wrapped around. Smith picks it up there. He wraps it around, but gets past the Abbey Canuck player and out. Texas flips it out up to the Abbey blue line where Nikita Hirose picks it up. He'll dump it out to center. Abbey works it to the middle of the ice. Jujhar Khaira skates onto it. Pass across to Sammy Blais. He slaps it on net. Poirier makes a good save there. Good one-timer shot there from Mr. Sammy Blais. Good chances there. It looks like Tristan Nielsen over to Sammy Blais there. Yeah, Tristan Nielsen had 4 points in the playoffs last year. I don't know if you have any points so far in this entire playoffs. Gary Wiseman, forget the jersey. Get Pet Rat instead. Soup Gang! Gary Wiseman's in the house. What's up, Gary Wiseman? Nice to see you, buddy. 18:23 left to go. Abby wins the faceoff in the Texas zone. Shot to the front of the net. Hits a body in front. Bounces back to the blue line. Abby plays it down the half boards, but can't get it deep. Texas works it out. Abby picks it up there. Kudratsev plays it back for Jujhar Khaira. He receives it again, and then he'll play it all the way out to the Texas blue line. Tipped in, so the Texas goalie Poirier comes out and plays it. Oh, and then Abby tried to flip it towards the net. Ty Glover back in the lineup, so that means that Ratu most likely is not playing tonight. With my first viewing of Ty Glover into the lineup, and Ty Glover trying to throw the puck on net as the Texas goalie was outside of the net, but the puck got blocked. Texas, ends up entering the zone. Brisebois plays it out of the corner. Jujhar Khaira is there to support him. Now Brisebois on the far corner plays it up the boards outside the Canucks blue line. Cole Lynn picks it up there. He'll play it in. Canucks collecting it again. Brisebois gets the puck back in the near corner. McKenzie with a big hit on an Abby Canuck player. So far, they've only credited Abby with one shot, which I think is insane. But I have a cat. If the Oil win, there will be a riot in Edmonton. If Florida wins, there will be a riot in Calgary. That's probably true. That rat would die. Aiden Kelly. Soup. 17 minutes left to go in the first period. Abby picks up the puck in the neutral zone, but can't move in. Had to get onside first. Blocked at the blue line. Kept in by Ty Mueller there for a minute. But the Texas Stars pick it up. They'll try and flip it up. Ends up going off the end boards. Weird bounce. Now it's just bouncing around in the slot. Carlson pursuing his man for a moment. He'll turn away and Texas plays it out to center. Blue Mel into the zone. Gets bodied by Mancini, who takes the puck away from him. Tries to work it behind. Mancini's pass didn't quite get there, but he works to get the puck back. Gets it up to Baines. Baines gets out to center and flips it into the Texas zone on the near side boards. Texas will pick it up there, play to the far side in their own zone, back and forth between the face-off dots. They're playing pass like Dad and Kid did, or like they wanted to before Dad went and got milk and didn't come back. Well, that escalated quickly. Back into the zone, the Abbey zone. Puck gets up the boards. Sammy Blais plays in the middle, gets intercepted by Texas, but then immediately gets handed back to the Abbey Canucks. Now Waters skating onto the puck, picks it up in the near corner. Plays it behind the Texas net. He'll try and skate onto it, but it gets intercepted there by Texas, and they'll skate it into the near corner, up to the half boards and out of their zone. They'll skate through center ice. Shot towards the front of the net, ends up going off of a shin pad and into the netting behind Arturs Silovs and out of play for a whistle. Baines and Mancini will both score 300 goals. Come on, Abby, let's get this series out of reach. Yeah, Baines isn't alone. Silovs hasn't scored a goal yet either. True. That is true. 97% PK is pretty sick stat. Yeah, especially after playing like 14 games or whatever it is now. Aiden Kelly, Gary Wiseman, reverse jinx, I see. Place a bet and split the winnings with me, Hachiko. Yeah, Hachiko, you're old enough to gamble in the States, right? What's the legal gamble age in the States? Mueller skates onto a puck in the Texas zone, tries to play it to the middle. That gets intercepted. Texas comes out. They've got a partial 2-on-1. Now it's a 3-on-2. Shot to the front of the net. Silovs with a save. That's the official first shot of the game for Texas. Just under 5 minutes into the game. Puck gets rung back in. Abby picks it up in their own zone. Brisebois in the corner. Goes in behind Arturs Silovs net. He'll skate up the middle. Pass to the sideboards. Now Nielsen skates fast into the other zone. He'll try and flip it down low. Gets blocked though. Puck ends up squeaking free. Texas picks it up there, and they'll skate it out and flip it out to center. Gets knocked down by an Abbey player, but they can't collect it. And then a good poke check there. I think that was Mancini with a good poke check. Breaking up that play. Mancini's all over the defensive zone so far today, kids. Yo, says Wreck Bunny Van. Aiden Kelly, hi. Jake the Pancake, I got myself a Flow Hockey membership. I couldn't help it. Awesome, brother. We're watching it together now. I also signed up for Flow Hockey because the illegal stream I was using, I'm worried that it's not going to work. So I have officially signed up for the real Flow Hockey here. JP, it's probably California. 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 So many songs about California. W. Jake. Oh, blocked by Breezewell on a shot by Cole Lind after the end of his own. Phil DiGiuseppe gets the center. He'll ring it in. Poirier misses the puck, ends up going all the way to the half boards, and then Abby tried to play it to the front of the net, but nobody was there. Breezewell plays it up the boards. It looks like Leckermacky wanted to move in, but one of the Texas players is pinning an Abby Canuck player in their zone, so they couldn't move in. So Leckermacky just flipped it in. Texas flipped it all the way down. Willanen plays it up to Waters. Waters plays across the Canucks blue line. That gets intercepted. Texas coming in, and they did Silovs get a piece of that? That was a one-timer across the front of the net. Silovs looks like he got a piece of it, directing it wide. We'll see if they credit it with a shot. But either way, yeah, they did. But it looks like that ended up with the Abby Canucks hooking their man. But Silovs with a big save on only the second shot of the game, Texas. Or Texas ends up taking the penalty. All right. I thought it was an Abby penalty, but I was wrong. And I haven't been so happy to be wrong. Did he get a piece of this? He did get a piece of that. What a save by Arturs Silovs with the left pad sliding across the net. My goodness. And then after that, Abby almost broke out with it. But then eventually the Texas player caught up to the Abby player, hooked him, and they took a penalty. So we're going to be going to an Abby power play here. Let's see. Yeah, we can flip back over here. So yeah, we can confirm that it was Ty Glover inserted into the lineup here. So it's not Atu Ratu. Looks like he's not playing tonight. But they didn't change up the D pairs. So we still have Jet Wu, Akito Hirose, Breezewell, Kudratsev, Willanen, and Mancini all playing on defense for the Abby Canucks. And then I'm trying to see, is there anyone? I think they've got the same lineup here for Texas as well. Yeah, probably. All right. Pachico, I heard that Manitoba had a bunch of fires right now. That's brutal. How many games? The Abby Canucks so far have played 14 games, I believe. Let's see, I can probably look it up here. Yeah, the Abby Canucks have played 14 games so far in this playoffs. They're 10-4 so far. Back to the bar. Fires are in Manitoba. That's brutal. The Winnipeg Flames. That's not funny, Big Hog. Better be the Calgary Flames. Aiden Kelly, Big Hog. What's that about splitting us? Splitting between us, all of us? What? All right. So Texas hemming Abby in to start this. Abby lost the faceoff to start. Now we got Nielsen skating into the Texas zone. Stops on the half boards. Getting pinned there by a Texas player. Now they're trying to work it down low. Back to the blue line. Held in there by Willanen. Barely. Oh, and then Baines. Oh, he plays back to the blue line. That gets held in too. Abby now sets up. Back to blue line. Willanen with a shot. Goes wide to the right side of the net. Picked up by Baines. Stops it from going outside of the zone. 1:18 left to go on the power play. 12:30 left to go in the first period. Abby controls Willanen high on top of the blue line. Over to Baines in the high slot. Pass down for Willanen. And the Abby Canucks score! Willanen on a one-timer from Baines from the top of the face-off circle. He slaps it on the one-timer. That goes through a crowd and ends up going in top corner, in and out of the net. Just like that. And just like that, the power play comes up big as Baines and Willanen play give and go on the point. And Willanen comes down into the face-off circle and slaps it far side. Abbotsford takes the lead early in this game. 12:19 left to go. And it's 1-0 in game 3 for the Abbotsford Canucks. Woo! Scores! The Skytrain out from him. And then Jay Bakov's like, Abby scores! And Aiden Kelly says, woo! And then Zach says, go, go! And then Big Mac says, go, 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 go. Boom! Go, go. And then Chico says, go, 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 go. And then Big Hog says, bang! And then In Prick Figure Trust says, go! And then Casket Brain says, wholy, bowly! And then Wreck Bunny fans like, go! goal. And then Kent McGuire's like, let's fucking go. And then Nathan Kelsey like, go, 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 go. And Riley Flair's like, let's go. And then Big Hog's like, go, 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 go. And then Bob Bluger's like, wooly, wooly. And then Impic Fair Trust is like, woo. And then Big Hog's like, let's fucking go. And then Gary Wiseman's like, top corner, woo. Jet, woo. Wooly. Yeah, you love it when Wooly scores his second goal in as many games. It looks like in a battle behind the net, looks like DiGiuseppe. Oh, no. Breezewell is looking pretty guilty out there. Looks like he took his man down behind the net after Texas pushed back after the goal against. And looks like Texas is now going to go to the power play. So Peterson was behind the net. And then Breezewell came in and grabbed on. I mean, he kind of just fell down, but you know, it is what it is. Oh no, Jet Woo's getting it. Okay, so not Breezewell. It was Jet Woo. Jet Woo had his man pinned in the corner, wouldn't let him go. And the guy's like, let me go. And Jet Woo's like, I will not let you go. And then the guy's like, please let me go. And Jet Woo's like, no, 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 no. And then he got a penalty. So now Abby goes to the penalty kill. Ooh, backhand down low. Silovs makes a save there. Texas works it up the half boards on the near side, back to the point, works it back down to the half boards on the near side. Blumel down low, back up to the point. Capobianco plays to the other side on the half boards. Now he looks across. People are moving around, rotating a little bit. They're playing pass on the blue line. Capobianco plays it down for Blumel. Blumel puts it to the front of the net. Shilov kicks that one away. And then the Abbey Canucks manage to work the puck up the half boards, but it turns into a little bit of a puck into the slot. What a save by Silovs as the puck came down low and blew out, threw it towards the net. Silovs came sprawling across with a glove save and kept it out. And now Texas puts it back towards the net. Silovs lays down to keep it out. 11 minutes left to go, and Silovs with another massive save coming across with a glove to keep it a 1-0 game here with 11 minutes left to go in the first period of play. What a play, too. Blumel puts it down low. Puck comes to the front. Oh, they're showing the wrong replay. Yeah. They did not show the amazing save. They showed the second save that he made. But either way, Silovs standing tall in net. Oh my goodness. Jet who? Jet woo! Jet is in the penalty box now. Woo! Jet woo! What a save. Yeah, that was a ridiculous save, guys. I cannot tell you. And like I said, I'm going to try and get some of these highlights up here for you guys as they come up. Because we haven't been getting any in trouble for that. Texas getting a circle really, really tight. Collapsing in. Hirose slaps the puck up the half boards, gets past one guy, but then Capobianco picks it up at the blue line. He'll throw it towards the net. Silovs makes a save. I think it went off his shoulder. It might even gotten a piece of the post on the way by as well. Now Texas sets up on the blue line as well, playing it down low. Blumel shot to the front of the net. I think that actually got blocked by Rick Owen. Oh my gosh. Down low again. Blumel looking to the high slot. Capobianco plays across. Down low, into the goal line. Texas plays it back up, and man, they're collapsing. Abbotsford is collapsing right down. Oh, and then Texas with a shot. Cole Lynn shooting in from the high face-off circle and ends up scoring and does a little celebration after, like the little bitch that he is, Cole Lynn. Holy cow, Silovs! Not too bad. Only the second power play goal that Abby's given up in this entire playoffs, but it is in the back of the net. Lee Jade, let's fucking go! What's up, Lee Jade? Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Don't forget to feed Dobby tonight. Yeah, I won't. Yeah, Cole in with a lot of time up top. To the middle. Takes his time. Turns around. Right on the top of the face-off. And then shoots through a crowd far side. Looks like Mancini gave the perfect screen for him. And he shot it around Mancini, unfortunately, and into the net. Yo, yo, yo! This is Skytrain Alpha. Laugh out loud. Quinn breaking the rules to get votes. All right. Texas wins the faceoff. Puck comes all the way down to their own zone. Just under 10 minutes left to go now. Jujar Kara harassing his man. Can't come up with the puck, though. Texas gets the center, and they'll flip it into the Abbey zone. Puck rings around the board. Abbey just lets it go. Right to the front of the net. Oh, my goodness. A lot of passivity there by the Canucks. And Texas is now up to 9 shots. Texas skating through center, pass across the blue line. They skated in there. Shot to the front net. Silovs with a save. Texas picks it up behind the Abbey net. plays it across to the blue line. Shot gets blocked from the blue line. Abby picks it up there. Nikita Hirose. Akita Hirose. I keep on calling him Nikita. Nikita Hirose dumps it deep, and then he goes on the forecheck, keeping pressure up so the Abby players can change. Was that eating rocks? Texas moves it in. Loses the puck, though. Hirose plays it out to center. Sammy Blaze tries to chop it down low. Falls, though. Texas picks it up. They move in 3-on-2 now. Back, drop pass, down low. Silovs makes a save. He's out of position. Texas flips it to the front of the net, but it goes off of a shin pad and goes all the way down the ice into the Texas zone. What size of Glover? Laugh out loud. He's a big boy. Extra large. Extra large gloves. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. True. Carlson playing the puck down low to Wu. Wu can't pick up the puck in the corner. Texas comes up with it. Turning, playing back to the blue line. Shot towards the front of the net, deflected into the corner. Breezewell picks it up there. He'll play over behind the net for Wu into the other corner. Wu takes a minute. Looks like they're going to wait for the teams to get changed up. They'll play pass in their own zone. Breezewell plays it up to center, gets tipped in. Poirier picks it up behind his own net. He'll play it to the near corner. Texas now moves out of their zone. Swerve and Irvin shows up and he's like, here, have 5 gifted memberships. You're crazy. Swerve and Irvin makes his presence known, giving out 5 gifted memberships. Connor Cahill, Irwin, Steve Watts, and Canucks Uncensored, and Ryan H. all getting a free gifted membership from Swerve and Irvin. Thank you very much, Swerve, and that's very generous of you. Going straight to Dobby's College Education Fund. Thank you, Swerve and Irvin. That's very nice. So yeah, Connor Cahill, Irwin Aquino, Steve Watts, Canucks Uncensored in the chat. Welcome, Canucks Uncensored, and Ryan H. all getting a free gifted membership, courtesy of the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Swerve and Irvin. Thank you very much. Screw the Texas the Stars taxes. Yeah, taxes Stars. Yeah, do they have taxes in Texas? Fuck's taxes. How much do I need to put in the swear jar? At least $1. Texas up to 13 shots now in this game. Absolutely wild. Canucks only have 3 shots so far. You can't gamble then, Hachiko, because you're 17. Fair enough. Aiden Kelly starting the wave. Woo! In pick Freddie Trust is like, game over with the wave. I miss when PD used to score like that. I know, right? In pick Freddie Trust, the wave. Woo! Holy bully, we got a goalie. Swear jar. Leah, oh no. Let's go, boys. Jet, woo! Wrecked Bunny Van Silovs. Leah, Lee Jade, yay! Yeah, let's bring up. I'm going to bring up Abbotsford's Twitter. All right. Abby loses the faceoff in their own zone. 7:40 left to go. Texas controls, drops it at the blue line, right to the high slot, shot to the front of the net, tipped in front, goes to the side. Breezewell did well to tie up his man. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Oh, what another save by Silovs, and he's crawling around in his crease, keeping the puck out. Texas is all over Abbotsford right now. Moving the puck very, very well, working it up and down, left and right. Puck ends up going off a stick and out of play. My goodness. McKenzie, captain for Texas, not happy right now. Puck's out of play, though. Breezewell playing it back to the point. And then they play it down to the half boards. Taylor, the Richmond boy, plays it into the front, tipped by Rick Owen. And then he gets the rebound and tries to put it past Silovs. And then Silovs stops that one as well. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hachiko, go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Yeah. Lee Jade. Okay, is it Lee Jade or Leah Jade? It's Lee Jade, right? My friend said Silovs is mid. Roast him in the chat. Silovs is mid? What? Silovs starter, Langton and backup, in my opinion. Nux edits brings the dog for good luck. Nux edit. You were at the Abbey Canucks game the other day, weren't you? I think I saw a video on your channel, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Silovs puts it off the glass and out of play. Texas now up to 15 shots in the game. Actually pretty wild how uneven the shots are right now. There it is. Yeah, look at this, guys. 15 shots to 3 right now. Pretty wild. Back to the bar. Abbey wins the faceoff in their own zone, which is good. They work it just out. Oh, maybe it's kept in. Either way, Texas doesn't have control. Abbey's got a little bit of time, but they end up just flipping it out to center. Puck dribbles back in their own zone. But the linesman actually screwed up. I agree with the Texas Stars on this one. The Abbey Canucks put the puck back in their own zone, which would make it so it's not an offside. So Cameron Hughes is arguing with the linesman that it should not have been offside, which he is absolutely right. So the linesmen once again need to learn the rules. Wow, save. Yeah. Lee Jade, your friend couldn't save a beach ball if they were in net. Fair enough. Aiden Kelly, nothing is perfect. We need an Artie party emote. Artie party. All right. All right. In the captain's log now, guys, I've added Artie party emoji. So we're going to work on that. Into the captain's log she goes. Abbey wins a face-off on their own blue line. They play it out to center. Get to center, and they flip it in around the boards. Sammy Blay moving in on the forecheck. Puck gets chipped past him. Akito Hirose plays it down low. Ends up getting blocked and coming out of the zone. Abbey working at center. But Texas comes up with the puck, and they'll dump it into the Abbotsford zone on the far side corner. Hirose picks it up there, works it up the half boards. Abbey works it up to their own blue line, plays it across. Jujhar Khaira goes there. He plays across. And then Sammy Blay with a shot. And a good blocker save there by Poirier. Puck didn't go out of play. Everyone stopped playing for a minute, but it's not a whistle. Breezewell picks it up, puts it over for... Jujhar Khaira! Back to Breezewell on the shot to the front of the net. Just goes wide. And then one of the Abbey players is down on his knees in front of the Texas net. Maybe the puck went out of play. Nope. There it is. Another power play for the Abbotsford Canucks after Texas. I think it's probably a cross check. Yeah. Breezewell with a pass. Jujhar Khaira. Okay. Yeah, it was. I guess it was hooking or something. Holding, interference. What are they calling it? I don't know what they're calling it. Either way, we're in a commercial break. So let's quickly hop on over and have a look at the Wolanin goal because you guys have maybe not seen it. And I haven't gotten in trouble yet for doing this, so we're going to do it again. Let's go. I guess you guys can hear it. For hours and events like live music, trivia, and beer and plays pass, see back to Baines, over to, and then slap shot, top corner, far side. What a shot, eh? Wolanin with the scoop afterwards. You love to see it. Let's see if we can get a replay here. Yeah, just the same replay. I think they might only have one camera here in Texas. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, what a shot. Far side, top corner. I don't think the Texas goalie even saw it, so good for the Abbey Canucks. The Canucks Twitter says Wolanin, which I find hilarious. Wolanin. Lee Jade, laugh out loud. And then Skytrain Alvin's like, dumb Lind. Yep, he's a dum-dum. Fuck, says Aiden Kelly. Oh, Lee Jade, actually my friend is a good AAA goalie. Fair enough. All right, Abbey goes to another power play here. They're second of the game. See how we can do. Chico, clearly he is not good enough to be an AHL. SMH, my head. What's SMH mean, by the way? Riley Fraser, that lead was short-lived. It sure was. Okay, Abbey loses the face-off. Texas wraps around the boards, but Abbey intercepts it, works it down low. Behind the net, in front, Baines makes an extra pass. Canucks with a shot. Carlson shoots it, ends up getting blocked. They work it behind the net, takes a bounce. It might have actually gone off the end boards. It looks like it hit where the Zamboni comes out. Took a weird bounce. Carlson plays it back to the blue line, held in there. Abbotsford sets up again. Will land it on the blue line again. Down for Baines. Baines plays it down low. Puck across the zone. Carlson plays it there. Not really anyone there, but the Abbey Canucks skate onto it. Will Lannon getting painted into a... Oh, and they get it down low. 3-on-2. Shot! And a good stick there by Texas, preventing that one time from getting hit properly. And then Texas picks up the puck, shoots it all the way down the ice. There's 5 minutes left to go in the first period, and there's 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go on this Abbotsford Canucks power play. Abbey skates it out of their own zone. Well, Lannon plays it up to the Texas blue line. Abbey dumps it in. Sasson works in on the forecheck. Can't come up with the puck, though. Lekermacki pressuring his man. Sasson, too. Texas works it up to the half boards, but can't get it out. Picked up by the Canucks. They start moving around the perimeter. Back to the blue line. Kudratsev plays it across for Sammy Blais. Plays it to the other side. Shot to the front of the net. Bit of a flub there. Puck back to the front. Texas picks up the rebound, and they'll take it and shoot it all the way down the ice. 35 seconds left to go. Arturs Silovs comes up, plays it up. Abbey trying to catch Texas changing. Sammy Blais with a shot to the front of the net. The Abbey player getting hounded in front there. Well, Waters couldn't get a good chance to touch that puck. Had a man all over him. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left to go here. 19 seconds left to go on the power play for the Abbey Canucks. Puck gets by Waters in his own zone. Kudratsev being hounded there. Now he'll skate behind his own net. Played out to center to nobody. So that was not a great play by Kudratsev. And Texas will take a minute, but there's only a couple seconds left here, and Texas will kill off the rest of that power play. Got 3:50 left to go in the first period, and Abbey and Texas are tied 1-1. Abbey with a couple of shots on that power play, maybe one. And Texas skates it out through center. They get to the Canucks blue line and dump it in. Rung around. Mancini goes to the corner. Can't get it to the puck. Texas gets there first. Plays it back to the blue line. Shot to the front of the net. Texas player gets dumped in front. That's going to be a penalty on the Canucks. Romano getting dumped in front. I think the puck might actually hit him on the way through. And then the Texas Stars are getting upset about it. Wheatcroft getting into it. Smith gives him a little chop. Smith gets a little chop back from Taylor. And then Wheatcroft turns around and slashes at Smith. And then Smith gets chopped at by Wheatcroft. They're just out there like, here, I'll tap you on the knee. Now I'll tap you on the knee. Now I'll tap you on the knee. Now I'll tap you on the knee. That's what's going on right now. Okay. Lee J, laugh out loud. It will return. Don't eat lead. Don't eat lead, but rocks. Laugh out loud. Lead is so tasty, though, says Impic Freddy We Trust. Eat lead. No, don't eat lead. W. Don't know hype. Yeah, Irvin hype for sure. Irvin hype. W. Irvin, the nexus of time. I have praise kink. Swervin' Irvin, everyone. We all love Swervin' Irvin. W. Swervo. JK. Leo, do you think Texas wins this game? No, Leo. The Abbey Canucks will win this game. Focus. I'm trying to focus. It's you squint really hard at this symbol, it'll make it so you can actually focus on it. Abbey wins the faceoff. Breezewell picks up the puck behind the Abbey net and shoots it all the way down the ice. Poirier plays it up to the half boards. Texas takes a minute to set things up, and then they'll work the puck back in their own zone. Actually, almost got intercepted there, but now they work it back. Texas coming in 5-on-3. Breezewell hounding his man back to the corner. Lynn plays it back to the point. Capobianco plays it down low. Oh, what a pass and what a shot. What a goal. Texas on an amazing tic-tac-toe play. And they've taken the lead on the power play. That's 2 power play goals against, which is very uncharacteristic for these Abbey Canucks, as the Texas Stars end up taking a 2-1 lead on an incredible passing play. Blue Mal finishing things off. My goodness. Lind over to the point. Capobianco over for McKenzie, who puts it down low for Blue Mel, and Blue Mel all alone at the bottom of the faceoff dot with a one-timer past Silovs. Silovs with almost no chance. Couldn't quite get there. Yeah, Capobianco, McKenzie down low for Blue Mel, and then a shot. And Silovs tried to get there, but couldn't get there. And now it is 2-1 for Texas with 2:53 left to go in the first period. Abbey wins in a sweep. I wish. Starting to feel worried about this game. Calvin 99 Charlie, it's a best of 7 this round. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Abbey, I think Abbey's just trying to be too cute right now. They made an extra pass there again. They had a chance, and they, instead of shooting it at the net, they made a pass. Mancini turns it over at center. Texas comes in on 3-on-2, shoots it towards Silovs. He directs it to the corner. Puck gets flipped through the crease. Silovs can't glove it down, but Sasson skates out with speed. He gets the Texas blue line. He'll ring it in around the boards. Skates into the corner to pick it up. He'll dump it deeper around the boards up to Kudryavtsev. Kudryavtsev flips it off the boards down low. Now Sasson getting dumped in front. Taylor dumping Sasson. And there's a rugby game in the back. Are they going to give both players a penalty here? Because Taylor just hit Sasson in front of the net. But it looks like he ended up getting like hit in the face as a result. So Trey Taylor going to the box. So Sasson actually came in and wow. So yeah, no, if I'm the Texas Stars, I'm pissed about that too. Sasson came in high, got his hands into Trey Taylor's face. And then Trey Taylor gets his hands up in Sasson's face. Sasson goes down. Canucks end up with the power play. If I'm the Texas Stars, I'm not happy about that one either. Maybe the Texas coach was right. Maybe the referees are not great. Best of 7, I think. Yeah, it is a best of 7. Oh, okay. Is Texas number 19 Quinn Hughes relative? Get him on the Canucks. He is not. Cameron Hughes is no relation to Quinn Hughes. So Abby goes to their third power play of the game. Scored on their first one, couldn't score on their next one. Texas is 2 for 2 on the power play. That's crazy. Tax penalties. Yeah. Taxes penalty. Yeah. Texas Stars have Pedersen too. Yeah. Except for they pronounce it Peterson, which is weird. Lecker Mackey tries to work it out. Texas picks it up, flips it out to center, takes a weird bounce though. And Sammy Blay will pick it up there. He takes a slash for his efforts. He'll skate through center. Passes to the boards on the far side. Lecker works it in, gets it over for Sasson. Sasson skates down low, puts it back to the blue line for Willanen. Willanen over for Lecker back to Willanen. Willanen puts it back for Sasson. Sasson with a shot to the front of the net. And saved by Poirier in front. Not enough of a screen, saw it all the way and did the little Attitude X. Man, there's something about Abbotsford Canucks. Attitude X, welcome to chat, brother. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen your name in here before. My name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect, and we will be covering all of the Abbey Canucks games for the remainder of the series and the remainder of the playoffs. They do, yeah. His name is Emilio, but they call him Emilio Peterson. They pronounce it differently. So if we got him, we'd have Elias Pettersson, Elias Pettersson, Marcus Pettersson, and Emilio Peterson. Oh my gosh. Texas just scored shorthanded. They had a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Abby's falling to pieces. 2-on-1 shorthanded. Silovs was getting across, but the puck managed to slide underneath him, and Blue Mel with another goal on another one-timer. The Abbey Canucks falling apart here in the first period, getting scored on shorthanded. Texas penalty, number 20, Emilio Pettersson, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 14:08. Yeah, brutal. Blue Mel with 2 goals now. Shorthanded. Max Sasson with not a lot of effort getting back. How did they even end up with that kind of time and space? That's wild. Connor Gahill, hi everyone. I was lifted a membership. I have no idea who gave it to me, but thank you very sincerely. You're very welcome, Connor. All right, let's see if the Canucks can even up this power play. 1:12 left to go in the first period. Puck back to the blue line. Plays to Baines. Baines back over for Willanen. Over for Baines down low. Back to the blue line. Kudryavtsev there. He puts it over for Baines. Baines plays it down low. Carlson with a shot gets blocked. Looks like Trey Taylor blocked it. Now Texas skates it out, and they'll flip it all the way down the zone. Silovs stops it behind his own net. 45 seconds left to go in the period. 40 seconds left to go in the power play. It was swerving. Gifted. It was swerving. This guy. Abby works it in, sets up. Carlson on the half boards. They work it back to the blue line. Baines skates down to the top of the face-off dot with a shot, and they have scored. Yes, they weren't sure at first, but I am sure now. Looks like Baines got it towards the net, and Carlson finished things up Carlson tipping in from the side of the net. Wolanin plays it down for Baines. Baines shoots it to the front of the net. And then, yeah, it looks like Carlson got a piece of it right in front. Baines was ready to celebrate, but it looks like it went off of Carlson in front of the net. And Linus Carlson gets the Canucks back even on that power play at least after giving up the shorthanded goal. And now it's a 3-2 game. 22 seconds left to go. There it is. Let's go. Then KJ Brazy's like, salutations all. And then Jay says, Abby gets one back. And then KJ says, apologies for the tardiness. All good. Woo! And Frank Trust, go, go. Wrecked Bunny Van, yes, answered. Big Mac, go, 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 go. Boom, go, go. Sack McNally, go, go, go. And then aliens are real, no cap. Go, 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 go. 15 seconds left to go in the period. Abby working to get the puck in the Texas zone, but they flip it out to center. Jujhar Khaira plays it back into his own zone. 5 seconds left to go in the period. All right, there it is. So we are through the first period. There we go, says Casket Bane. Woo! Connor Hill, not over yet. Oh, Russ, I started a new franchise mode because I accidentally erased my PG Marauders. Now I have the Vancouver Canucks with no Mancini, which sucks, but P has 11 goals and 16 points. Woo! Silovs is a demon, says Aliens. Frank Morris, Canucks glow. Canucks glow. Bob Bluger, he's a lion, not to us, not a Linus. Yeah. Yeah, goals, says Ryan H. All right. So everyone who doesn't know, there's an awesome YouTube channel called Locked On Canucks. They do a lot of streams. They're streaming very, very often. Kyle Bawa and Trevor Beggs, two great guys. Trevor Beggs also writes for the Daily Hive, and he made some time for us to get out of the house and put aside some of his daily Sunday duties. But he is here to chat about the Abbey Canucks and the fandom that him and Kyle have developed. So here we are for the first time ever on Nothing is Perfect, our interview with Trevor Beggs of Locked On Canucks. All right, like I mentioned, here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Trevor Beggs, joining the show from Locked On Canucks. Thanks for joining me today, brother.
My pleasure, Russell. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing really good. It's nice to see you, and it's nice to meet you for the first time.
Hell yeah, man. Look, and you got the bar going, man. Crack a beer, man. Let's go.
Awesome. Well, we always start off, we got to find out where your allegiances lie. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not, but we ask the question, what is your favorite hockey team?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a love-hate relationship. There's a lot of hate in there, but it's definitely the Vancouver Canucks, man. And, you know, Kyle and I always say on the show, the Vancouver Canucks were our first love, man. You know, before the first girlfriend, before the wives, before the kids, it was the Vancouver Canucks, man. So I never forget my loyalty, man. I've been in love with the Canucks longer than I've been in love with my wife. So I constantly remind her of that.
That's funny. Yeah, but definitely love-hate relationship. There's the epic highs and the brutal lows of being a Vancouver Canucks fan. Over the years watching the team, have you developed an affinity for a specific player? Is there anyone currently on the team that you would consider to be your favorite player?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Quinn Hughes. I mean, that's the boring answer, but you're talking about the best defenseman in Vancouver Canucks history. And, you know, I give kudos to my co-host, Kyle Bowen. He was saying this like 5 games into Quinn Hughes' career that he was already the best defenseman in Canucks history. But I guess for a less typical answer, I'm going to go with Kiefer Sherwood, who's clearly a fan favorite right now. But you want and need guys in your hockey team who are going to put it on the line every night, balls to the wall, get in your face, make things happen. And, you know, look, he was one of the most exciting players in the Canucks this season, you know, the unsung hero of the team and shattering the hits record. And, you know, in a season that had a lot of disappointment, Kiefer Sherwood was a real bright spot. And, you know, I think the Canucks got to try to prioritize re-signing him this offseason because he has another season like that, he's going to command a pretty massive raise. And
we got Langton with the big new contract. Does Kiefer Sherwood get a bigger raise than Langton got percentage-wise over how much he's making for the team right now?
No, I say he does. And I mean, $875 to $4.5 million is a pretty substantial raise. I mean, you know, Kiefer Sherwood to get a similar percentage would have to be a $5-6 million hockey player. But look, I think if you can re-sign Sherwood this offseason, you know, he's 30 years old right now. Maybe give him a 3 to 4 year deal, paying him, you know, maybe $4 million or less. I think that's a steal of a deal for the Vancouver Canucks, right? I mean, he puts up similar numbers to what Joshua did when he signed that big extensions. A little older than Joshua, but arguably a bit more impactful. Obviously, the cap plays into it as well, but I don't worry as much about age-related decline with Kiefer Sherwood because the guy's he battled so hard to make it to the NHL level, and as long as he remains healthy, I see him being a really solid middle six winger for the next few seasons. So I think get it done, Alvin. $4 million, 4x4, give him the 4x4, and keep him in Vancouver for the next few years.
Right. Yeah, I mean 4x4. It's a good thing for Kiefer Sherwood. What is what I would.
Oh
say.
yeah, there we go. Nothing like popping a stiffy for Sherwood, man. Reefer Sherwood, we call him on the podcast.
There we go. So as a Canucks fan over the years, there's been a lot of big moments. Do you have one that really stands out as like your favorite hockey moment as a fan?
Yeah, and this is another typical answer, but it's one of the few times in my life I've cried. I'm not the most emotional guy. I think I get most emotional watching the Vancouver Canucks games. It's you think the big emotional moments in life you cry for, but I only cry over the Canucks, and I legitimately cried when Burrows scored against Chicago in Game 7, right? And the animosity, I was so tense, like I was shaking. And when Burrows scored that goal, like my old man and I just erupted and hugging and crying. Like that was honestly one of the most memorable moments of my life. So I got to go with that one.
Yeah, we've heard that one a couple times. That's one of the fan favorites. Yeah, with the Stanchion goal gets called out a couple times. Blue Line Hockey, he picked out Trevor Linden scoring in an overtime when he'd come back to the team in like 2005 or whatever it was. And I always like to remind people that I was at the game where Burrows scored, and I screamed so hard that I blacked out and fell over back into my seat at Rogers Arena, and then woke up looking at the roof, wondering if I had just dreamed what had just happened in front of me.
No. Hey, there you go. Yeah, that's next level. I didn't quite pass out, man. So good on you.
Oh, it's one of those things, right? Everyone forgets the Canucks were up 3-0 in that series. Game 7 could have been the greatest collapse in the history of Canucks team, and that's saying a lot for a team like the Canucks.
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, I might go a close second to Burrows scoring the goal in Game 2 against the Boston Bruins. So I was not downtown for Game 7 like most Canucks fans. I was sentimental, stayed at home with the old man, wanted to see the cup win with family. But I did go downtown for Game 2, and it was that was my first game downtown during the Cup final, and it was just like we met some people from Williams Lake who had never even been to Vancouver, and they were just like eyes wide open. But you're just meeting people, drinking on the streets, high-fiving. I actually try to take a piss somewhere, and if you're in that crowd, like I'm trying to take a piss in the intermission before overtime. I just finished taking a piss. I'm like literally putting I don't know if I can say cock on the show. I'm putting my cock back in my pants, and Burrow scores. Like I got like pants half down, and I'm like running back.
Feel like good old wraparound goal that caught you with your pants down.
Yeah, exactly, man. It really did.
Trevor, did you play hockey at any level growing up, or currently do it?
I did a little bit. I was I hit puberty late, so I played from like ages of 8 to 12. I was never in it a long time. I mean, I was never the biggest guy. I didn't grow up in a family with money, but really lucky and blessed to play for 5 years. I do play in a ball hockey league now. I joined last year. I'll say I'm definitely more of the grinder type. You go from high school to 15 years later, starting to play rec sports again, and the stick skills are a little rusty, but yeah, it's a good time. And our team was a bunch of no names that kind of banded together, and we became the first team in our league to have individual signups to win a trophy last year. So cool. Yeah, I've been playing some ball hockey, man, but yeah, it's the first time actually playing hockey of any kinds in 15, 20 years.
Yeah. So would you say, is that your favorite hockey moment then? Getting a bunch of ragtag D5 guys, Division 5 guys together to win the cup?
Yeah, I'd say so, man, in terms of actually playing, because I was just so young, from 8 to 12 playing. I had a lot of good memories doing that, but yeah, for a bunch of random dudes to band together and go on and win a championship was pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So the next question can be a little harder. It can be really easy though. If you had to take a player from a rival team that you absolutely hate and bring him and be a career Vancouver Canuck, who's that player?
Yeah, that's a tough question, and I feel like there's some cheat answers with McDavid and whatnot, right? But man, oh man, I think right now I would probably go with Leon Draisaitl. Just the fact that he, like, this season, I think he's the MVP of the league. Like, no offense to Connor Hellebuck, so big, so fast, so strong, so good with his shot. Not a guy I cheer for. I was certainly, hating on Draisaitl when we were in the playoffs against him last year. But it's hard. I can't go wrong with McDavid or Draisaitl. But I'll go with Draisaitl, man. I do love the way that guy plays the game. He's a freaking beast out there.
Yeah, Das is good, yeah. Yeah,
Das good.
It's kind of similar for me, but a little bit more old school. I always wanted Jerome McGinley to be a member of the Vancouver Canucks. Just such a class act. And then what he did with Trevor Linden's retirement, bringing the whole team out to shake his hands. That didn't really happen a lot back in the day. You're seeing that a lot more lately. But when Jerome McGinley did it for Trevor Linden, that was a huge moment for me. And obviously him setting up Sydney in 2000 in the Vancouver Olympics. Iggy! So McGinley has always been my answer for that one.
Let's go, man. Yeah, let's go. I mean, yeah, if we're going back in the day too, I mean, I don't know if I call it a rival, but like as a kid, when you watched, the Detroit Red Wings and the Colorado Avalanche, like kick our ass in round one, I mean, I really wanted Joe Sakic on my team, right? I don't think you can call Colorado a rival, really. There's a lot of Sakic fans back in the day, but that was like one of the first playoff series I really remember was when we played the Avs in round one, and I was just like, oh my God, I want that player on my team.
I mean, Burnaby Joe, right? We wanted him to come home. And even with Adam Foote being hired as the new head coach, you hear him chat a little bit about his interaction with the city of Vancouver with Joe Sakic as well. And it's interesting. And it is I feel a little like cringy about it. Like I don't want to hear about his experiences when he was playing for the Colorado Avalanche, but it was interesting to see their perspective on it as well.
Yeah, what an introduction to the press conference. You got to kicks it off by being like, well, back in the day, we used to kick the Canucks ass. I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically what Adam Foote said.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly. Yeah, and that's what it hurt me. It hurt me a little bit. But you know what? If he brings his buddy in, Mark Crawford, to be his assistant coach, then I'd be all on board for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs some experience back there. And yeah, I mean, Crawford would be, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, I don't know if Crawford is a head coach I'd be a fan of, but as an assistant, yeah, I'm on board with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to ask you guys a little bit about the show Locked On Canucks. You and Kyle, how long have you guys known each other, and where did you meet? When did it go? How did this beautiful relationship start?
Oh man, it is a beautiful relationship, eh? Yeah. So Kyle and I were both Kwantlen journalism students, and first day of class, Kyle actually introduced himself to me after class. So you have that awkward thing in the first day of class where I'll introduce yourselves. I'm so and so. This is what I do, and yeah, I guess I just mentioned that I wanted to be a sports journalist, and so Kyle came up to you after class like, hey, I'm a big Canucks fan, like let's be friends, and that was kind of the end of it, man. And early on in university, I would just go to all of his crazy parties with all his crazy friends, and kind of after university, I know there's actually we probably went our separate ways for a couple of years, and then we reconnected and started doing our own shows independently. We did our own show through Nucks Misconduct, the site I wrote for back in the day, and then when Nucks Misconduct finally shuttered, I got headhunted for Locked On. And, I'm a dad, 2 kids, full-time job. I'm like, I can't do Locked On by myself. So I recruited Kyle, and thankfully he's on board, man. And I say it on the show, and it's no joke. The guy does 80% of the work, man. I mean, he's such a maestro behind the mic. He's a great producer, and I just got to show up and talk hockey, which is what I love to do, man. So it's Locked On Canucks really is nothing without Kyle, man. I'm blessed to have him on the team. Yeah,
I also see you're writing these days, doing some articles on Daily Hive, right? And I saw last couple articles you're kind of talking about the off season, who you might want to target, or the Canucks might want to target to get some guys. Anyone on that list of 5 that really stood out for you as like a legitimate thing that might end up happening, or are these kind of fantasies out there?
Oh, there's certainly a fantasy element to it there, Russell. I think one guy who I know the Rangers would be loath to give him up, but Will Cooley of the New York Rangers, right? Breakout season, 20 goals, 45 points, and as many points as Lafreniere, I might add, in the same draft, which is pretty wild. But the Rangers obviously don't want to lose him. He's one of the bright spots on the team this season, but they got a choice to make. And in New York right now, it's do you keep Keandre Miller or do you keep Will Cooley? And if you keep both of them, you're going to have to make cuts elsewhere on the roster. So I do think there's a scenario where the Canucks could get Will Cooley from the New York Rangers. I think he'd be a little pricey for sure. And of course, with any offer sheet right now, the Canucks still got to get their 3rd round pick back from Calgary, which is not inconceivable, right? You see picks swap back and forth, left, right, and center at the draft. So Will Cooley would be a guy I have my eye on. Another one that I find intriguing would be Kaapo Kakko with Seattle. Again, Seattle's got the cap space to match. But we saw from last offseason that they like to go big game hunting in free agency for better or for worse, right? And I think that's the market where they feel the pressure because, of course, you got the Seahawks, you got the Mariners, you got the Sounders, you got the Huskies, maybe a new NBA team coming in. Like the Kraken got to start being relevant. And, of course, they're nowhere near relevant right now. So I do wonder if Kaapo Kakko could be a guy that gets squeezed out of Seattle. I mean, he started there hot, pulled down a bit. He's obviously got great chemistry as well with Philip Hedl from his time in New York. So there's be a couple of guys that, again, is it likely? No, but there's a couple of guys who I think are realistic options and guys I have my eyes on.
What odds are you putting on the Canucks actually using their first round draft pick in this upcoming draft?
I'm gonna put it at 45%. I think it's slightly more likely that they deal the pick for win now help, and I think it's of course the Quinn Hughes factor, right? It's hard to be patient when you got the ticking time bomb of will Quinn Hughes stay in Vancouver now. You know, it's an uphill battle. You trade Miller, you get lesser assets, you get impatient, you get Marcus Pettersson in the team. Like the Canucks could have walked in this offseason with the unprotected first, maybe a couple extra picks if they deal Besser or Suter. Like they kind of shot themselves in the foot for all the good work Patrick Elvin and Jim Rutherford had done. They really shot themselves in the foot the past few months. So I think they're going to be desperate to make a move. I do wonder in this draft, like how much value you're going to get out of trading the 15th overall pick without attaching an asset to it. Are they willing to attach Lecker-Mackey? Is that the right call? I'm not quite sure. But I think they're going to be hungry to improve this team via trade at the draft. And yeah, I'd say it's about a coin flip, but I'd say they're probably a little more likely to trade that pick than make it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're looking at this Canucks roster and it's all of a sudden got riches in the defensive corps. So you got to think they're going to maybe look to move some of those assets out along with that first round draft pick to upgrade their top line centers, maybe get a top 6 center if they can out of the deal. Do you think that's a good idea? Because that's essentially what got them into this mess, was to use their forward depth to improve their defense. I mean, there was other obviously factors going on in that situation, Petey versus Miller. But it does some kind of feel like they're plugging one hole by pulling it and putting in another one. And maybe we're just, maybe we need to start looking at a reality of Quinn Hughes walking away in 2 years.
Yeah, I think you got to fight to keep Quinn Hughes. You got to do what it takes, and that might lead to some dumb, desperate moves. And unfortunately, the dumb, desperate move was, acquiring Marcus Pettersson, who they didn't really need, and they could have had him for free in free agency. Like that was a dumb, desperate move. But I think you got to make a dumb, desperate move to improve this offense, and hopefully it's not dumb. Hopefully they make the right deal, and I think trading from this defense makes some sense now. Now, which guy are you willing to trade, right? It sounds like from reports DPD is untouchable. Is Philip Hronek a potential candidate? That's risky as hell, but if Willander hits, then trading for Hronek makes some sense. Do you trade Willander? Do you trade Mancini? Like, you do got options there. I don't know if anyone really wants to trade any of those guys among the fan base, but you're going to have to if you're really realistic and want to improve this forward group. So, I do think it makes sense. I have hesitancies about trading any of those guys for certain reasons, but I think you got to do whatever it takes to keep Quinn Hughes in Vancouver, and including making a trade like that, like your first and one of those 4 defensemen I mentioned, for some legitimate, mid-20s top 6 help now.
So one last question before I let you go, get back to dad duty. The Abbey Canucks obviously playing very, very well, playing in the Western Conference Finals. Things going great. Manny Malhotra looks like they have this team running like a well-oiled machine. Lots of guys that we saw in Vancouver this year playing down here, getting a nice long playoff run. How does that affect training camp coming up next year? Because you're going to have a bunch of guys who want a really deep playoff run. Should there be some guys on the Vancouver Canucks roster that should be feeling nervous about their job getting taken away by one of these young guys?
Yeah, probably. It's going to depend on what they do in free agency, right? But, I think Arturs is ready. Obviously, DP, we know he's going to be on the team. Mancini looks ready. I think Linus Karlsson could realistically push for a spot next year, too. And they have a huge decision to make with the goaltenders, too, right? It's, Silovs is not waiver exempt next year. Is he going to stay on the team? Do you trade Demko? I mean, I think the goalie situation to me is the most interesting one to watch because Demko at the same age did what Silovs did and was lights out in the playoffs for the Utica Comets back in the day. So, for those 5 guys I mentioned, 5, 6, whatever guys I mentioned there, like there's some bodies coming up in Abbotsford. So it's good for the Canucks. Of course, what they need is top end help, unfortunately. But I think, some of those guys low down the roster probably should be sweating a bit based on what Abby's doing right now.
Cool. Awesome. Trevor, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. I'm sure everyone enjoyed. And as I said, get back to the young one and take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate you, man. All the best. You're doing good work, buddy.
Not bad, eh, guys? Trevor Beggs on Nothing is Perfect. First time ever. getting a member of the Locked On Canucks boys coming on. Great to see him. Awesome for him to come out and do that for me. So shout out to Locked On Canucks. If you haven't done yet, go subscribe to their channel. They've always got good content coming out. Yeah, so link in the description if you want to go check them out. That's Mr. Trevor Beggs. You'll love it. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Salutations, also. It's KJ Brazy Squared. What's up, KJ Brazy Squared? All right, we're about to go into the second period here, guys. Big hog hockey, bang. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Dobby, Trevor Linden. Learn the rules. Too evil. There it is. Puck has been dropped. Second period is underway. Abby wins the faceoff back in their own zone. Got new wires in the house, so we're hoping Dobby doesn't shut the whole stream down here. Hey, Dobby, can you come over here, bubby? Come on. Abby works the puck down into the Texas zone. Lecker working his man over, trying to get to the puck. Sasson works the puck down low. Wrapped around the boards. D. Giuseppe flips it down low. Ends up bouncing around behind the net. Abby can't come up with it there. Oh, now they do. Sasson with a shot. Poirier with the save. Rick Owen. Rick's Owen gets bodied in the corner. Phil DiGiuseppe picks it up there on the half boards. Abby works it out of center. Carlson skates across the blue line. Pass over for Mancini, who's streaking. Shot goes wide of the net. Baines keeps it in. Mancini picks it up on the half boards on the near side. He tries to put it back to the blue line, but ends up getting stopped there by a Texas player. Now they break in 2-on-2. Cole Lind crosses over, loses the puck. Abby skates back the other way. They make it a 3-on-2 if they have time. Yep. And then Mueller has the puck bounce off his stick and they can't get it towards the net. Puck gets worked all the way back. Baines tips it in. Carlson flips it towards the net. Oh, and then Mueller was there but couldn't control it right in front of the net. Puck was about a foot off the ice in front. Got a stick on it though. Now battling in the corner on the near side here. Abby's now skating from left to right. Blaze there. Sasson's there. We got a rugby game in the corner. Sammy Blay looked like he was going to challenge someone to fight for a minute there. Nothing happening yet. Canucks work it around the boards, flip it out to the blue line. Shot. Hirose to the point. That one gets tipped and goes just wide. And then Sammy Blay digging in behind the net. Texas trying to work the puck out. Abby's changed up some of their personnel. So Texas will probably get, yeah, there they go. They get to center ice and they flip it down the ice. Up to the half boards. Canucks work it to the middle. Now the Canucks come out 3-on-2 again. Blay down low. Shot off the side of the net. I think the goalie Poirier probably got a piece of it. Now Blay skates up back to the blue line. He stops. Now he's looking back to the front net. He takes a shot through a crowd. Way to get that puck through the crowd. Poirier saw it though, and he covers it up with a glove save. With 17:39 left to go in the second period. 3-2 is the score. Shots are 18-8 for Texas right now. Abby with only 8 shots in that first period. Big Hogs like go, 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 go. Bob Bluger, Locked On Canucks is a great show. If you're a Canucks fan, Kyle Bawan will crack you up real talk. Yeah, he absolutely does, man. Check out his Instagram too. He does like novels and stuff. He writes stories. So make sure you check them out. Like I said, link in the description for Locked On Canucks. Go and sub. Show them the support. They supported us by showing up. Oh, it looks like Abby brings the puck in offside. Nielsen flips the puck over to the Texas player. The Texas player flips the puck over to the referee. Puck will be just out. Faceoff will be just outside the Texas zone with 17:33 left to go. Connor Hill using these emojis feels so damn weird. Laugh out loud. Doesn't it? The second best dad in the world, I was told. Second best? Who's the best? Waters plays it down low. Ty Glover tries to pick it up there. Can't get to it. Texas gets the puck. Plays it out to center. Intercepted there for a minute. Now Nielsen throws a hit on his man. Texas comes up with it, and they'll flip it into the zone. The Canucks have flips into the zone. He didn't flip into the zone. He flipped it over the glass. So the faceoff will come outside of the zone. There is a person in the crowd there with an arty party. A no arty party. What the hell? They didn't do a very good job of it, though. They had the no sign behind the arty party sign, which is stupid. Yeah, Bawan. Yeah, I'm terrible at names. I'm sorry. Russ isn't using dark mode for his sub count. Yeah, isn't that weird? Hope you're as well. Andrew's in the house. Locked on love. We are well, Andrew. Now that you're here, buddy. Bob Bluger, I knew I was in a good place when I saw Andrew here. Hope you're doing well too, Andrew. Bob and Andrew know each other? Bob Bluger, Andrew, homies for life. Eddie F. Hey, all from Bangkok. Beggs rocking the no shirt interview. Attaboy. Yeah. Eddie F. in the chat. Welcome back, Eddie. Nice to see you. How was ball hockey? You have lots of fun in that hot weather, ball hockey. Shot to the front of the net, tipped, blocked. Texas works the puck down low again. Controlling, works the puck back up the blue line, keeps it in just at the blue line. McKenzie works it in behind the net, intercepted there by Sass, and he tries to drop it for Willanen. Willanen didn't get it because it was a weak drop pass. And then the puck out front, Rick Owen couldn't get a shot off, plays it to the point. Now Lekermacki intercepts it, and he doesn't have the speed to get by everyone, so he'll flip it down low. Texas will. Oh, and Lekermacki finishes his skate with a body check. You love to see that. Texas flips it all the way down the ice. Hirose comes in to work over his man. Texas actually ends up beating out the icing call. And then Hirose does well to dive and poke that puck out of the zone after he was being interfered with a little bit, but worked through it and manages to get that puck down the ice. Not enough for icing. Perfect. Abby will get a change. Hey, Bob, says Andrew. Ryan H. Trev and Kyle are actually pretty good watch. Yeah. And then Bob's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Typical no shirt Begsy. Yeah, he's showing off all those pass to the front. Scott with a good pass after fighting off Kudratsev right to the front. Oh my gosh, tipped off the post. Another shot gets tipped off the post past Silovs, but ends up staying out, and they clear the rebound out to the corner. Texas controlling again. Bring the puck in. Puck to the middle. Baines can't get to it. Texas puts it off their own players. Oh, no, it looks like the puck did come out. So Wheatcroft shoots the puck down the ice on the ice side, offside call. Weird. Yeah, some good work there. Scott out to Wheatcroft, shot, and off the post. Very close to being a bad event for the Abbey Canucks there. All about the Woodsy, baby. OMG, Russ. What's up, Andrew? Dry is a good answer. Yeah, he's not a bad answer. AKJ? Florida. Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late. I went to town to get some KFC. Some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Abby plays the puck out of their own zone. Out to center. Poked into the Texas zone. Jujhar Khaira moves in on the forecheck. Throws his man to the boards. Blake comes up with it. Looks to the front. Puts it in front. Goes through the crease. Nobody get a piece of it. Woo throws it back down low. Gets blocked there. Now Jujhar Khaira works it. He flips it towards net. That one gets blocked as well. Texas with two good blocks there. And then works the puck out, but it gets intercepted. Abby moves the puck in. 3-on-2. Sammy Blay puts it back for Jujhar Khaira. Puts it back for Blay. Goes right through him. Back to the point. And it comes out, unfortunately. So Abby will have to work it back to their own zone. Now they're taking a minute. Gonna get a change on. Mancini skates through center. Passes up to Sasson, who tips it down low. Sasson moves in on the forecheck. Sammy Blay throws a hit in the corner. Mancini pinches. Lekermacki plays it up for Sasson. Abby can't come up with the puck there. Sasson gets hit. Texas takes the puck. And they'll skate it out of their own zone. Pass up to center. Emilio Peterson, trying to get fancy, ends up putting it off his own skate and loses it. Abby skates it out. Mancini with some speed. He'll ring it around the boards. Ends up stopping behind the net. Texas works it up to the near half boards. And they'll start skating out to center. Pass up to the Canucks blue line. Stopped up there. Back to the Texas zone. Into the Abby zone. Intercepted there by Abby. And they'll flip it all the way down the ice. Not enough for icing. 13:35 left to go in the second period here. Lind with a shot. Silovs with a save. Lind coming down the wing with a shot. He'll pick it up on the half boards again. He'll drop it there for Rick Owen. Trey Taylor takes a shot from the point. And Silovs through a crowd makes a save. And Kudratsev did well to box out so the Texas players couldn't get there. Cole in, walking by and tapping Silovs on the pads because he's trying to get under her skin again. All right, we got a quick little break here for a commercial break. So I'm going to give you guys a look at the Abby goal, the Linus Karlsson goal, the power play goal. Here it is.
In Austin, Houston, and San Antonio.
Our
security guards and event staff are
puck back to the blue line, passed over for Baines, and then Baines with a shot to the front of the net, and it tips right off Karlsson right here.
Entertainers and all. Our license number is B0.
See if they got a slow motion here. Yeah. So Baines with a shot, and so just got a piece of Karlsson and tipped into the net. So that's the 3-2 goal. Baines to Karlsson. Back to the bar. Fortunately, they didn't put the Bowen. Jay Bacot, keep me on the straight and narrow. Send me a video so I know how to say his last. Kyle Bowen. Oh, Petrovic with a shot. So Petrovic is playing for the Stars now. Petrovic, who was playing for the Dallas Stars in the playoffs. Now, since the Dallas Stars have been removed, Abby skates through center. Tried to pass over for Karlsson, ends up going off a stick and out of play. 12:52 left to go. Scott Stevens. Pavel Datsuk. Laughing and crying. Abby 39, 40 on the PK. Fire. They've allowed 2 power play goals tonight, unfortunately. Go. I hate it, but I think you trade Demko. Vancouver will ride if Quinn walks. Yep. Gary Wiseman. I have no issues with trading Demko, but I don't think he fetches much. Even the best goalies don't get much returns. Yeah, Demko is filler for a better trade. Could be. Demko in a piece. Abby wins the face-off. Baines comes in to help out. Shot to the front of the net, gets blocked. He works it down behind the net. Karlsson tries to pick it up there. The Texas player falls on top of the puck. And then Karlsson actually works it back to the blue line. Good work there. Well, Lannon ends up giving up the puck at the blue line. And then Mancini coming back to try and stop this. Does well. Good job by Mancini to back check there. Mancini and Will Lannon hounding the Texas player so he couldn't even get a shot off. Guy looks immediately to the referee, but there was nothing there that could have been a penalty. Puck down low, back to the blue line. Texas controlling in the Canucks zone now. Intercepted there by Karlsson. He'll wait until his teammates can join him. He'll dump it down low. And then he'll go off for a change. 21 shots now by Texas. Skytrain Alvin. If you trade Demko, what do you get in return? Goalie market is not great, unfortunately. Yeah. You have to find a desperate team. So if he does get traded, I don't think it happens until like mid-season or something. I don't think we trade any goalie. Great segment, says Big Mac. Thank you very much, Big Mac. One love, Trevor. Peace out, Mr. Beggs. I watch them often, says in Prickfetti We Trust. We're going to have to trade one of the goalies, unfortunately. Right now, we don't have to. Because Silovs can still play in the AHL next year. He just won't be able to come up through waivers. That's going to be the problem. Jet Woo's getting to the puck first, and that's going to be icing on the Texas Stars. Texas apparently does not understand the game or the rules of hockey, and they've decided to make cakes instead of playing hockey. Learn the rules. Get a copy of the rule book for them. KJ, says Big Mac. Good stuff, Begsy. Thanks, Russ. You're welcome, Milosh. They also have a Discord also. Yeah. KJ Brazy, they might trade Demmer to give him a better shot at a starter somewhere else if they decide to go with Lanky full time. You never know. Breezewell picks up the puck at the Texas blue line. Passes over for Woo. Woo passes back to Breezewell. Shot to the front of the net. Ends up going wide and off the end boards. Smith can't come over there. Texas flips it over Breezewell's head and down the ice. He'll skate back and collect it. He stops behind Silovs. He's being hounded by Peterson. Pass up by Wu all the way. Oh my goodness. Petrovic got back in time to stop Sammy Blais. Sammy Blais hits him for his good work. Sammy Blais picks it up on the half boards. Gets worked down low by Petrovic. And Smith grabs the puck. He skates out, tries to flip it back to the blue line. That gets intercepted, unfortunately. And Texas skates it out. And they put themselves offside now. After a good poke check there by Jet Wu to poke the puck backwards. And then Texas comes in offside. Again, not following the rules in any way, shape, or form. That's what I would do. Demko is too injury prone to be a full-time starter. It's best to rotate him with Lanky. Let's go, Abby, says Andrew. In Prick Fight Your Trust. Then I would make Silovs and Lankinen fight for the number 1 spot with gloves or bare knuckles. Yeah. How brutal do we want to get? How many rounds? Yeah, Gary Weinsman's got the questions to follow up. In Prick Fight, cage match, maybe Hell in a Cell match. Do a ladder match. Carlson chips the puck into the Texas zone. Poirier plays it to the corner. Up to the half boards. Texas plays it all the way out to the Abbey blue line. Intercepted there by Abbey. And they'll flip it out to center. Into the Texas zone. Ty Glover forechecking. Can't get to it. Waters can't get the puck either. Texas puts a pass up to the Canucks blue line. Gets intercepted. Now Nielsen plays to the middle. Ty Glover skates onto it on the half boards. He'll flip behind the net. Nielsen's there. He picks it up. Tristan Nielsen skates up the boards, puts it back to the blue line. Wolanin plays it over for Mancini. Mancini with a shot on the near side. Kick save there by Poirier. He kicks it to the corner. Baines trying to work hard to get the puck. 2 Abbey Canucks go down there. Carlson does well to follow up, though, and then Texas gets the puck, unfortunately, and works it out to the blue line, and they'll flip it all the way down the ice. And that's going to go wide of the net. Not quite enough for icing, says the linesman, so Wolanin plays it all the way up to the Texas line, and Abbey tips it in there. Oh, man. RC Baines gets in on the forecheck, but lost his stick, and he was trying to kick the puck, but couldn't get it kicked. Oh, no. Texas comes out and scores. They bring the puck down the ice, and off of a broken play, puck comes off Silovs back in front, and Stranges comes up with a goal to increase the lead to 2 goals. Taking back their 2-goal lead, making a 4-2 game for Texas here in the second period of play with only 9 minutes left to go. Another fast-moving period between these two teams. Agreed, Calvin. Lank and Demko should be 60-40. I agree. Connor turned his gifts on. Nice. Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late. I'm late. My life wanted KFC. Hi, Robbie. Did you feed Dobby yet? Hi, Russell. Howdy. Sorry, I'm back. I had to do something. What did you have to do, Aiden? Wow, actually, it was a pass. They drove towards the net. Silovs tried to get it, tried to poke check him, and then Becker dropped it for Stranges in the slot. All the Abbey Canucks were looking at the man stringing to the net, and Stranges had all the time and all the space to put that one past Silovs. Only 9 minutes left to go in the second period now. Trevor was in the shower when Russ called him. Could be. Breezewell shoots to the front of the net. Poirier makes the save. Blais gets into Loof's face. Petrovic's there. Yeah, so Petrovic doesn't join the show. Alexander Petrovic. So he played 17 games for the Dallas Stars. 1 goal, 1 assist, -1. And now he is playing
special guest Passion Music. Louis Giglio plus Carrie Job Cards
the Texas Stars here in the playoffs.
Tickets and info available at awakeningfoundation.com.
They don't have it on here yet because he's just playing right now. But
presented by the Awakening Foundation, a non-profit organization.
Petrovic joining the team. Hi. Andrew, we only need 1 win in Texas. Fair enough. Shower power! Hi, Russell. It's me, Florida Panthers fan, UK Newcastle. What's up, my dude? Well, honestly, I'd like to sweep. Ideally, 2 wins would be nice. You're passing out, cheering. Hello, Russell, and everyone in chat. Beggsy was conceived in a petri dish from a mixture of Jake Gyllenhaal and Jesus of Nazareth genetic material. Bob Bluger, you might be right on that. You might be very right about that. Texas has a 4-2 lead. Face off to Poirier's right-hand side in the zone. Like Jujhar Khaira stepping in to take the face off. Inprick Fayu Trust. Howdy! I thought KFC stood for Kepner fucking Canucks. What? Swear jar. Aussie KFC probably asked. What? KJ Brazy. I love popcorn chicken, large chips, and 10 nuggets. And a Pepsi. KFC stands for Kyle fucking Connor. In Winnipeg, KFC store changed their logo to his face. I did see that. That's funny. Swear jar. It's official. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Aliens are real, no cap. Shots on goal discrepancy is in case for the lead for Texans. Yeah, 22-12 right now for Texas leading in the shot total. Sammy Blais harassing the man at the point. Good stick there by Nate Smith to poke it off of Petrovic's stick out to center. Texas works it down low. Mancini's back to grab the puck. Jujhar Khaira supporting Mancini, comes up with it, stands in the corner, plays behind the Abbey net, plays it back up to the blue line. Toe drag by Blais. Now Jujhar Khaira gets to center and he'll shoot the puck in, brings it around the boards. Nate Smith couldn't come up with it. Ty Glover can't put the puck down low, and it causes a 2-on-1 coming back. And now a breakaway, and Silovs with a big save, and he'll cover up the rebound. A terrible change at the Abbey bench. Puck came right there. Nobody knew what to do. Ty Glover tried to shoot it in, goes off shin pads, and it ends up being a 2-on-1 down low, which results in a breakaway, and Texas gets a really good chance on net. But Silovs comes up with a big save to keep it a 4-2 game here in the second period with 7:37 left to go. Probably highlights of the playoffs, to be honest. Kyle fucker Connor. Come on, Abbotsford Canucks. Eddie F. You remembered. Always good fang hanging with the boys, running after the orange ball. If any of you are in Bangkok, look up Bangkok ball hockey and come out for a run. Pops after at the British Club. Very cool. Eddie F. I remember some things sometimes. I'm glad you had fun. If I'm ever in Bangkok, I'll look you up. Sassen's gonna get one. You can feel it. Tipped into the zone by Nielsen. Waters works in on the 40s. Oh, man, and they work it out front. Pass gets tipped, and Glover couldn't receive it as a result. It was a bouncing pass. Kudratsev intercepts it at center. Passes over his defensive partner. Into the zone. Hirose goes all the way around behind the net. Stops there. Skates up the corner. Works at the middle of the ice. Shot by Nielsen goes wide. Kudratsev keeps it in at the blue line. Works it down low behind the net for Waters. Waters drops it down low. Nielsen gets stopped, so he couldn't get to the corner to get it. Texas picks it up, skates it out. Baines works his man over, intercepts it. Now Nielsen's trying to work his man over. Mueller's there too, but Texas picks it up and flips it into the Abbey zone. 24 shots now for Texas to 12 for Abbey. 6:40 left to go in this second period of play. Abbey with a puck in their own zone.
Playing catch with Jet Wu.
Why is this other?
The two veterans
24 to 12 right now for the shots.
They'll dump it down into the Texas.
Carlson moves in, working to get that puck that the Canucks just dumped in, but there's 3 stars there, and they end up coming out with the puck. Cole in, coming in. Capabianca with a shot that goes wide over the net, off of something, out of play. Bob Bluger, nice work, Carlson, battling to get his stick down for that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Jay. Balwan. Kyle Balwan. That sounds fun, Eddie, says Calvin99 Charlie. But with the orange ball, oof, has to hurt when blocking shots, eh? Laugh out loud. Russell should be a goalie in hockey. I was a terrible goalie in hockey. I let in 16 goals in the only game I played. Oh, whoops. Oof, woofs on the puck. Yeah. Dusty and Russell goalie, laugh out loud. The two of us standing shoulder to shoulder might work. Sings like a motherfucker, Calvin. Yep. That orange ball, it hurts. Sasson works the puck down low. Di Giuseppe works his man over. Waters steps through and intercepts it. Works it back to the blue line. Mancini has a high pass, has to work to get it. He'll work the puck down low behind the net. Ends up going off the referee. And then Texas is able to skate out. They pass off their own player's skate, though, and it ends up coming deep into their own zone. Canucks continue to forecheck. Out to center. Mancini couldn't come up with it. Now Texas skates it in, but their first guy who gets in the zone gets absolutely rocked by a Canuck player. Mancini picks it up on the far side on the half boards, and he'll play it in behind his own net. Gets picked up by Will Lannon there, and he'll start skating out. Texas starts a change. In behind Silovs' net. Texas flips it towards the front of the net. Tipped away there by an Abbey stick. Jujhar Khaira stops it behind his own net. He'll ring it into the far side corner. Picked up there by Blay, and he'll flip it out to center. Nate Smith trying to pick it up there. Hits his man down. Can't come up with the puck. It's going to be a hand pass on Texas. So 4:54 left to go in the second period. Abbey's trailing 4-2 against Texas. Getting outshot 25-12 right now. Got to get some more pucks on net. Like I said, it felt like they were getting a little bit too cute there for a minute. Derek's in the chat. Hello, everyone. Chants my name, Derek Wang, in wrestling when I win my wrestling match. Derek Wang. Derek Wang. Derek Wang. Derek Wang. Calvin and Jelly, especially the hard ones. Soft ones don't hurt as much, but still stiffens you up. Laugh out loud. Calvin and Jelly. I agree, Russell. I agree, Andrew. This talk of trading one of our goalies is nuts. Laugh out loud. In Pick Fair, you trust? Goalie Dobby? Yes. Dobby could definitely be a goalie. We've got some Dobby footage I'm going to put together for you guys for later on. W. Trevor, 1/2 of Locked On Canucks. Yup. 4-2 Texas. Yep. Whoops. Aliens are real, no cap. 4-2. I heard ball sports are popular in Thailand. Even the women have a pair. I heard that too. Aliens are not real, no cap. Canucks being outshot by double digits. Yep. Got to turn things around here. Jet, boo, taxes. OMG, really? Yeah. Yeah, they're down 4-2 now. Calvin and I try 18-8. Silovs holding them in there, eh? Yeah. Ah! That sound again. Russ, we hear the radio audio every time you show us the webpage. Really? Oh, snap. I shall fix that. Huh. All right. I'm going to do something quickly here. It's going to be weird, but we're going to do it.
Once. That was game 2 against Milwaukee.
Cool. I will turn that off now, so you guys shouldn't be able to hear it. All right. Back to the bar. Canucks, let's go. Shot, 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 shots. Everybody! Texas ices the puck. They win the faceoff in their own zone, only to ice the puck all the way down. What an idiot. Learn the rules. One more goal and pull Silovs. Pull the show. Oh, yeah. Every time we hear the radio, every time you show the page. Yeah. Should be fixed now. 2-3 Ichigo, unless Russ is being like Sportsnet. No. It's 4-2 now. Laugh out loud. Silovs! Silovs gonna need hip and knee replacement after these playoffs. Could be, yeah. Full sprawl. Texas puts the puck down low. Silovs behind his own net. Abby does well to prevent it from being a chaos mess. Wu gets it to center. He'll play it in. Bain skates onto it. He'll play it over. In behind the net. Comes all the way up the boards for Carlson, who battles for the puck. Works it behind the net. Breezewald works it, comes in and pinches down. Back to Carlson. Carlson plays it back to the blue line, but it's a bouncing puck and it bounces by Mueller. There's 4 minutes left to go in the second period. Abby trying to work it in. They do get it down low. Petrovic plays it off to the near side on the half boards. Texas works it out, skating over the blue line into the middle. Nielsen dumps his man. Away from the puck, too. Abbotsford playing pass in our zone while Lannon and Mancini fans on a pass out of the zone. Either that or he hit the ref. Could be one of each. Hard to tell on this AHL stream. Mancini picks it up on the far side corner, tips it up to the half boards. Ty Glover's there. He tries to work it out. Gets it up the boards. Waters ends up finessing the puck out of the zone. Texas picks it up on their own side of their blue line. Flip it out to the Abbey blue line. Mancini has the puck bounce past him. Waters gets into the corner. Mancini gets back in position. Shot from the blue line. Goes wide of the far side. Ends up coming off the end boards. Abbey blocks another shot to the front of the net. Works it to the middle. And then Waters flips it out to the Texas side of center. And then Nielsen comes in. He's trying to kill some time while the Abbey Canucks change with 2:50 left to go. Oh, man. Rick Owen doing dances at his own blue line. Abbey intercepts it at center, and they'll dump it in deep. Sasson moves in on the forecheck. Can't come up with the puck. Texas works it up to the half boards. And Abbey intercepts it, works it back down behind the Texas net. And then Texas picks it up there, and they'll flip it out to center. Puck comes off their stick, and they'll skate back in their own zone. There's some chaos right now, guys. Texas gets to the center line and flips it in. Kudratsev picks it up, flips it behind his own net over Hirose. Hirose can't get to it. Texas plays it back to the blue line, flips it into the near side corner. Abbey chips it up the half boards. Capobianco pinches in, gets it down low. Hirose checking his man. Sasson ends up getting it, tries to flip it out, ends up getting blocked. Texas on the half boards plays it back to the blue line. Pass to the far side, top of the face-off circle. Back to the blue line. Sasson with a good stick there. Now Abbey's coming out 3-on-2. Pass across. Good work by Di Giuseppe to play it through his own skates, up to his own stick, puck to the net. Poirier makes the save, unfortunately. Silovs not old? No, he's not old. Seriously, that would suck if they traded Silovs or if they traded Demko. Mueller. Can one of these guys start tickling some twine? Yes, that would be nice. Mueller. Yeah. So we are coming up to the second intermission. We're going to have Dustin Boydell stopping by for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. We'll end the poll question in a second here. Abby's going to get 5 goals, says Impic Freddie Trust. I'd like that. Faceoffs in the Texas zone to Poirier's left. Smith taking the faceoff against Hirai. Huru. Hirai. 5 more goals. Oh, 5 more goals. So they're going to score 7. W. Carlson. Russell in home. Yeah. Texas wins the faceoff, unfortunately, and flips the puck out to center. Intercepted there by Breezewald. Plays it over for Smith. Jujar Kara skates in. He works the puck down low. Skates in, puts it in behind the net. Gets intercepted there by Petrovic. He'll flip it up the boards. Abby intercepts it at center, puts it up to the Texas blue line. They'll have to wait to tag up to get onside. They'll play it just over the Texas blue line, but then it gets intercepted and flipped back out to center. Abby works it up, flips it right in on Poirier, and he'll cover up for a whistle with 1:08 left to go in the second period here. Shots are now 25-12. 25-12. 25-13 now, apparently, as they add one back to the bar. Man, Sammy Blaze, a really good player also. Yeah, he's skating miles. Russell, thank you. And Dobby and Crystal. Is this game winnable? It is winnable, Alien. I believe the Abbey Canucks can come back. We got this! Puck back to the blue line. Mancini, shot to the front of the net, goes wide, bounces off the end boards. Wolanin flips it towards the net. That one goes wide as well. Carlson picks it up, rolls it down low into the corner. Back to the blue line for Mancini. He skates passes to the other side for Wolanin. Does a toe drag, puck to the front of the net. And then the Texas goalie sticks out all the way out into the faceoff dot for some reason. And then Poirier covers for a whistle. 49 seconds left to go in the second period. Faceoff will be to Poirier's right. In Pick Freddy you trust. Go Canucks glow. Go Canucks glow. Go Canucks glow. And then Andrew, there you are, getting the rule book out for Texas. They really do need it. But they do burn a lot of books in Texas. So we might have to get them maybe like a YouTube video or something. Some kind of video for them to watch the rules instead. Face off won by Abby. Baines rings around the boards. Carlson in the corner. Rugby game breaks out there. There's 3 Stars and 2 Canucks in there battling for it. Mueller getting worked over. Trying to come up with it. The Texas players are happy just to keep it in the corner, I guess. Carlson comes up with it. Can't work it down low because the next Texas player is like, I'm just going to put this one against the boards. And they'll stand there. Puck comes back up the half boards. Texas gets it. Takes a minute. Flips it over to the far side. And they'll play it all the way out to center. Tipped in. Huru gets in. Mancini's holding him up. 7 seconds left to go. 5 seconds left to go. Puck to the middle. Carlson intercepts it there. 2 seconds left to go. And just like that, that's the end of the period. Second intermission. Oof. Not the way they wanted it to finish, unfortunately. But sometimes that's the way it goes. All right, let's get Dustin on the phone here, shall we? On the phone. What are we talking about? Oh, Dustin's face is huge. Way bigger than normal. All right, there we go. Normal size Dustin for you guys today. That's what she said. Dustin Boydell, what's up, my dude?
Good evening, sir. What's happening?
Well, you know, it's been a bit of a crazy game so far. Abby getting scored on the penalty on the power play. So, and also allowing two power play goals against, which obviously hasn't happened because they had only given up like 1 or 2 before this. So that's probably a down to start it off with the Abby penalty kill not being able to keep things even.
Yeah, Texas definitely on the power play there had Abbotsford running around a bit on that first one where Lind just kind of spun around and beat Silovs. Very uncharacteristic, obviously, of the Abbotsford penalty kill, which has been incredibly stout these playoffs. But good on Texas for going to the video room clearly and coming up with a different game plan. It obviously helps getting a NHL defenseman with 260 games under his belt to come back into your lineup to play the blue line in Petrovic. So that was going to be a bit of a pain in the butt for these Abbey Canucks. And that's already showing. He's kind of throwing his weight around there. At the end of the second, he kind of dumped Baines on his butt in the crease.
Mm-hmm.
Never hurts when you get that kind of veteran back. So Abbotsford did, manage to hang in there in the first and keep it a 1-goal game. Blumel finally getting 2 past Silovs after Silovs robbed him blind there early in the first.
Yeah.
But then Blumel successful from almost the same spot twice back to back. Not really anything Silovs could do on any of those goals. He's still playing a really solid game. Just not the first period the Abbotsford Canucks wanted to come out with. You knew it was going to be tough. Texas was going to have a lot of energy with the home building. That top line got a little bit of a shuffle, and that seemed to spark them. So down to no panic really. The Abbey Canucks have come back from down going into the third in the past, but definitely not playing the game we're used to them playing. Not using their body as much when you're kind of finding the penalty box a bit, and the penalty kill is not going as well. You tend to back away from the physical play with the worry that you're going to take another penalty. So just need them to come out in the third and play a little more of their game and drive the play the way they have in game one and game two. But even if they do end up losing this game, I mean, they're still up in the series, and it's just a case of not every game is going to go exactly how you want it in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. It's one of those things too, and we were chatting about it earlier. It looks like Aquilini actually did. It's very rare we give the Aquaman an up, but he did end up getting a chartered flight, private jet for the Abbey Canucks to fly from Vancouver all the way down to Texas. So we did see them. They flew down yesterday at noon on a private jet. So we'll give an up to the Aquaman for the first time, I think, ever.
Ever.
He throws another thing is when it comes from a billionaire, like a private jet flight really isn't that big of an investment for a guy like that. So it is nice of him to do, but it's not like it's going to break the bank for a guy like that.
No, but it is nice to give credit where credit is due, I guess. And it is something he did go above and beyond to be paying attention to his. I mean, they do own these Abbey Canucks, and they are important to the Vancouver Canucks organization. So good on him for investing in these young guys who are having an incredible run in these playoffs. No one thought they would get this. Every game is a bonus for them. Have overperformed all season long, and whatever happens at this point. I'm just happy to be along for the ride.
Lots of goals in this game. We didn't see a lot of that through the first two games. First two games, there was a total of 6 goals, and we've already seen 6 goals in this one game. Does that just probably come down to the fact that, there was travel for both these teams, and Texas obviously is feeling a little more comfortable playing at home?
Yeah, and I think it's just neither of these teams played each other all season long, so you're going to find little nuances where there's going to be a gap here or there. You saw a couple of set plays work back to back on the power play for Texas, and Abbotsford as well too, getting 2 power play goals. So that's good for Abbotsford to capitalize on their chances as well. It's just unfortunate they gave up the shorthanded goal because I think if going into the second period tied, they would have been able to drive the play a little differently.
Yeah.
And then was really just kind of a unfortunate bounce there. Silovs goes for a poke check, and it goes right to Stranges. So I'm not really upset with the way they're playing. The first period, they did get pushed back a little bit, which it was a bit predictable considering Texas was going to have so much of that home crowd energy ready to go. I didn't see them giving up 18 shots on net, which is not something that Abbotsford does very often. But, they righted the ship in the second period, kept it pretty even. It was only 1 goal, shots 7-7. So hopefully they can come out and get an early one in the third in the first 5 minutes or so, and then just push for that tying goal and maybe get it to overtime or get lucky and get ahead and get up 3-0 in this series.
You don't normally give it down for both sides, but we're going to give it down to the penalty kill for both sides, because if you look in here, you can actually see all of the goals except for the 1 shorthanded goal in the first period. So 5 goals in the first period, 4 of them were on the power play. So absolutely ridiculous that between the two teams, they're only managing to kill off 1 power play. So, but as you can see from that graphic as well, 5 goals in the first was a lot of chaos. Everything kind of settled down there in the second period, and things got a little bit more straightforward, which is probably a good sign for the Abbey Canucks, because they do tend to play a little bit more of a structured game like that.
For sure. You can tell that both those teams went into the first intermission and both those coaches went, stay out of the goddamn penalty box.
All right. So the Selke trophy was just handed out. I saw like there was some event down in Florida and they literally just brought the Selke trophy over for Barkov. So Barkov ends up winning it. We're not going to talk about it extensively, but there was a dozen people who have a vote who did not have Barkov in any of their voting from 1 to 5. So some of them, I won't read the names up, but there were some people who were like, yeah, they would. So the media can't be trusted a lot of the time. But the reason we're talking about it is because a certain Vancouver Canuck who is not technically under contract got a vote there. And we, let's see, I'm going to end the poll question here. Which Canuck player got a Selke vote? EP 40, 22%, Garland 22%, Hughes got 20%. 20% of you don't know that it's for forwards. And 37% of you got it right. So that does mean that, you are right. 37%. Pius Suter did end up getting a vote there, which I don't know if you can even see right now, but let's zoom in on it. So you can see here on the graphic, Pius Suter at the very, very bottom. He's tied for 37th at the very, very bottom for getting a vote. What does that mean for the Canucks trying to re-sign him? Is that going to make him more expensive? Or are we just essentially writing off Suter signing again with the Canucks?
I think that ship had sailed when Suter put up 20 plus goals and they didn't trade him at the deadline. I think he's going to get a pretty healthy payday on July 1st. And really, that's just Daniel Wagner 2 years in a row. He does it for clout farming. Just strictly so he can put the tweet out there that I was the one vote for Pius Suter.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it has really no bearing on his value going forward. The play he had this season spoke for itself, and he's earned his right to go to free agency and get the most that he can. But it's just silly that anyone who follows Pass It to Boulis on X knows exactly why that vote got made. And it's just Daniel Wagner pumping his own tires and pushing his own follow count.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that goes. At the end of the day, I've always found these kind of vote things kind of comical because it is a lot of just media guys. And it's like, I don't know if these guys are really qualified to make these decisions, but a lot of them don't watch a single game for some of these players. So how can you make a vote if you haven't watched enough games? So there should be some kind of a knowledge test before they get their voted, I think.
Oh, exactly. The NHL award voting has always been a little bit suspect. So, at the end of the day, a lot of it becomes a popularity contest. Barkov, obviously great player, but there are probably, 10 other players in the league that probably had a better combination offensive defensive season.
It's more of a legacy award, I guess, then. Tax-free cup. So we got the Florida Panthers living in a tax-free state. And the reason we're talking about this is because there's starting to be rumblings that coming up with the new CBA negotiation that they're going to start looking at compensating and making things a little more even. Because obviously, if you're playing in a state like Florida, if you're playing in Vegas, there is no state tax. And so you can make a lot more money. So surprise, surprise, if you look at the last 10 Stanley Cup finals, only 3 teams came from non-tax free states. And those 3 teams had generational players, aka Nate McKinnon and Carey Price, to name a couple of those. So do you think that is very important for the integrity of the game moving forward to trying to make the Stanley Cup more achievable, not based on whether or not you have state taxes?
Oh, 100%. You look at some, not just the Canadian teams that this is a burden on, because I mean, we've talked about the exchange rate and how that affects the Canadian teams as well. Like all the NHL business is conducted in US dollars. So as fans, when they see certain things and us pushing and us spending to the cap, I mean, we have to do that just to stay relatively competitive. The no trade clauses that Vancouver Canucks players have to be given, that's just to get these guys to stay here and be part of this organization. And it's not because guys don't like the city of Vancouver. Their agents have a job to do, and that's to get them the most money for the longest amount of time possible.
Mhm.
An agent wouldn't be doing his job if he was getting phone calls from Florida versus phone calls from, Buffalo, or even Ontario teams. Like if he's getting phone calls from Toronto and Ottawa and they're offering you, $8 million in Toronto and Ottawa, you're going to be paying Canadian taxes on that. And you're also going to have to convert it to Canadian dollars.
Mhm.
And if Florida calls you and offers you $7 million, you don't pay taxes on anything, and you're probably taking home more money at the end of the day. So they can sign guys to more cap-friendly deals, and entice them to come play for the team. I mean, Florida's got $20 million in cap space next year, and they're really only losing Sam Bennett if they lose him.
They're not going to lose him.
It's unreal. The position that they're in going forward in 2027, they could have like $62 million in cap space in 2 years.
Yeah,
Like
cap
they're
going
just
up.
positioned so incredibly well that no one can really compete with that.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I think if you took the top 4 salaries on Edmonton and the top 4 salaries on Florida, I think there's an $11 million gap. That's enough to sign Pedersen. Right? Right. You could sign an
Exactly.
entire new player if you wanted to.
Yeah, and also look at the quality of living as well. You if you're living in Florida versus Toronto, I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? And also the cost of living. $500,000 in Florida is going to get you a mansion on the water with like a pool. It'll get you a shanty in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So that's all relative. So it's tough, but yeah, I think that absolutely the next CBA has to go through and figure that out.
Stanley Cup is set. It's rematch. Starting on Wednesday night. Dustin, why is Florida going to win the Stanley Cup?
I mean, partly for the reasons we talked about.
Mhm.
They're just a dominant team. They have 4 lines that can roll right through you, and all 4 of those lines can put the puck in the net. They have 3 of the most annoying players on the planet to play against, in Marchand, Bennett, and Tkachuk, and they're all kind of firing on all cylinders. Bobrovsky is playing incredible hockey in net. He's very tough to beat right now, and yeah, like they don't show any signs of fatigue for being in their 3rd straight Stanley Cup final. It's absolutely incredible how well they're still playing, and I really don't know what Edmonton is going to. Well, it could be
that's my
another one
next
of those.
question.
It's going to be a battle, seven games, I think.
So why does Edmonton win? If they win.
If they win, they need to have the same goaltending performance that Stuart Skinner put up against Dallas in the
Mhm.
finals. That seemingly kind of came out of nowhere, where Skinner decided he was going to be a starting goalie. And also, they played some pretty good defense for a change, which is unusual of Edmonton. They were playing 2-way hockey, and once they were getting ahead, they were playing the right way. And so they look like they've learned a few things. One thing that might go against them is dependent on Zach Hyman's health. That's a big loss going into the finals if he's not ready to go for them. Those are some big shoes to fill and a lot of points. So, there's a little bit of an edge for Florida there, but I honestly would expect this to probably go 7 games again, and it's going to be an absolute war.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason I think Edmonton probably still has a chance, even with Hyman leaving the series and not probably going to be playing all, they're saying surgery, so there's probably no chance he comes back unless there's some miracle. But getting Ekholm back in exchange for Hyman, pretty much at the same game, having that really good defenseman coming back in the lineup probably helps you a little bit, but still going to be tough against the defending Stanley Cup champions.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting series. We'll have to see how game 1 goes. Obviously, they get going on Wednesday night. So, yeah, I'm excited to see it. it sucks when it's the same teams again, but it's the Stanley Cup. It's going to be great hockey. You can't deny the two teams that are there are absolutely phenomenal hockey teams. So we'll just have to see what they bring to the table.
Can't be any worse than the conference finals were.
There you go.
Awesome, Dustin. Enjoy the third period, and we'll chat in the post game.
You too. Talk to you then.
Dustin Boydell stopping by for the Rusty and Dusty sideshow. He'll be back for the post-game show, so make sure you tune in for that once things get wrapped up here. Players are just coming back onto the ice for a minute to get all warmed up before they get back into the action. 4-2, Abbey trails. And before we get started, I'm going to quickly run and grab a beverage. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Perfect timing. All right, they're lined up at center now. This is Nothing is Perfect. I'm Russell Holiday, and we are watching the Texas Stars versus the Abbotsford Canucks. Game 3 of the Western Conference AHL Finals, and the puck has been dropped at center ice. We're into the third period of play. Abbey wins that faceoff. Breezewell drives it into the Texas zone. Poirier stops behind his net, plays it to the corner. Texas works it up the boards. Might have gone off the ref there. Texas picks it up anyways. They play it out to the Abbey blue line, tip it in. Jet Wu goes into the corner. D. Giuseppe works it up the boards, but Lind intercepts it there. Lecker Mackey works him up to the blue line. Looks like Lind managed to keep it in right at the blue line. Wu working over his man, McKenzie. And then Wu stepping into his man to prevent the cycle from continuing. Pass across the zone. Petrovic with a shot to the front of the net. Goes wide. Silovs gets back in position. Rick Owen. Pass across the blue line. Intercepted by Sasson with some speed coming down. He shoots and Poirier with the save, but he gets hooked. And it looks like they're going to call it a hooking call. So early in, Petrovic coming back, hooking onto his man. He's chirping the ref already. He doesn't like the call. But yeah, looks like Sasson got a little bit of a hook in. And so Petrovic down from the NHL, taking a penalty. So Abbey's going to go to another power play. This is going to be their fourth power play of the game. 19:04 left to go in the third period. Shots are still 25-15. So my goodness, Texas still leading in that category. Need the Canucks to come up big here in the third period. Good opportunity to start here. All right. Ty Mueller wins the faceoff back to the blue line. Molanen pass across for Nielsen. Nielsen turns on the half boards. He gets worked over by his man. Mueller comes in to support. Carlson's there too. Texas works it back to the blue line, but it's held in there. Baines skates down into the faceoff dot. He fans on a pass, picks it back up, puts it back to the blue line. Molanen and him play pass on the blue line. Now Baines in the middle of the ice, plays it down low. And Carlson with a shot. That one goes just over the net, off the boards and out to the blue line. Molanen picks it up there. Abbey keeps it in. Mueller skates onto it on the half boards, back and behind the net. Carlson puts it in front. Mueller chips it on net, saved by Poirier. Mueller picks it up, flips it back to the blue line. Molanen over for Baines. Baines back to Molanen, playing pass on the blue line again. Now Baines plays it down low. Carlson in the same spot as he was before. Skates around, puts it in front, skirts through the goalie, goes out the other side, but the referee blows the whistle even though the puck was not covered. And that's a quick whistle for the Texas Stars. But Carlson driving to the front of the net, works it underneath the goalie and just goes wide of the net after he works it. Instead of shooting it, he went right to the front. He's like, you're going to give me this space. I'm going to go for it. And ends up just dribbling it right through the goaltender Poirier on the rebound, chipping it just wide. And yeah, the referee lost sight of it, so they blew the whistle. Mueller was right there, but couldn't get a stick on it either. 1 minute and 3 seconds left to go on the power play. Third period has got 18:07 left to go. Mueller loses that faceoff, unfortunately, and Texas will flip it all the way down the ice, where Lannon will go back to pick it up off of a Silovs pass. Now Lannon takes his time, little toe drag, skating out of the zone over the Canucks blue line, pass to the half boards, right at center ice. Nielsen passes over the Texas blue line. Canucks control now, pass to the middle. Baines picks it up, puts it back to the blue line for Lannon. Lannon puts it down to the half boards for Baines. Baines into behind the net. Back to Baines on the half board. He puts it back to Lannon, walks the blue line, looks to the middle. Baines skates up high slot, puts it over for Nielsen. Nielsen with a shot. Poirier with a save. Puck goes to the corner. Texas picks it up, flips it down the ice. 20 seconds left to go on the power play. 17:22 left to go in the third period. Canucks bring it in. Sasson with some speed. Drives to the front of the net. Puts it out. Pass just gets past Leckermack. He isn't able to get a shot on net. And that'll probably do it there. No time left on the power play. Abbey fails to score on that one. And Texas will pressure the Abbey Canucks in their own zone. Sasson comes up with it. He'll skate it out. Flip it out to center ice. Texas tips it. And it goes into their own zone. I'm right here, Aiden. Did Dobby come back yet? Yeah, he is. Dobby, come here. Come here, Bubby. Yeah, you're waiting for your mom. The people demand some Dobby time. Oh! Here he is, everyone. As requested. The fluffiest dog in all the land, Dobby the Doge. And if you're wondering what he's looking at my wife. Aren't you, Dobby? Texas flips the puck into the Abbey zone. Silovs stops it behind his own net, plays it to Breezewell in the near corner. Breezewell flips it out to center. Goes right to a Texas player. They'll pick it up there, and they'll bounce it off the boards up to their own blue line and start skating through center. Texas plays it into the Abbey zone, intercepted there. Nielsen into the zone. Waters puts it back to the blue line. Shot for Mancini. Goes off of a Texas player just wide of the net. Lannon plays it off of the blue line. Mancini chops it down low. Ends up getting blocked there by a Texas player. Texas works it into the Abbey zone. Big hit thrown there by Mr. Glover. Texas works it back to the blue line, though. Shot to the front of the net. Silovs makes a save, and he'll cover up right away. No rebound there, and Silovs goes. Right, Dobby? Like this. What do you think, Dobby? What do you think? Huh? Dobberton? You think that you want to have a nap, don't you? I just burped on you, Dobby. What do you think about that? Oh, thank you for the nice kiss. Oh, yes. Dobby the Doge, everyone. Oh, he just burped back. I burped on him. He burped on me. We're burping on each other. Isn't that sweet? The Abbey player just got punched in the face, so there's going to be a penalty now, I think. Silovs is going to the bench. And now Hirose is getting worked over in the corner. I think it was Rick Owen. Baines getting worked over by Taylor right now. So it looks like there might be multiple people. It looks like Rick Owen's going to the penalty box. There's probably an Abbey Canuck going as well. So they might be evening it up. We might be getting some 4-on-4 hockey for a minute. Dobby. Dobby. Says in Prick Buddy. Calvin's like Dobby. Yeah, it looks like Baines going to go to the box too. So Baines taking his team off the power play. Unfortunately, that probably means 4-on-4. Dinner. His dinner happens at 9 o'clock every night. So we're not late, but he's already mooching. Are they sending two 2 Texas players to the box. So Cole Lind is also going to the box. Or maybe they just changed who was in the box. Mackenzie, the captain for the Texas Stars, is chatting with a referee. Biggest comeback this playoffs? Question mark. In the AHL, I'm not sure. But Abby has come back from being down by goals, so anything's possible, aliens. Gary Wiseman, if you believe in aliens, then you should have no problem also believing in the Canucks. That is a good point, Gary Wiseman. It ain't over till it's over, says Andrew. I had a feeling Texas gonna play hard tonight. Yep. All right. Do we know what ends up happening with these these penalty calls? So Texas wins the face-off. It looks like it might just be 5-on-5. No, 4-on-4 hockey here. They just haven't updated it. Nope, it is 5-on-5. My goodness. Abby gives it away at their own blue line. Pass down low. Oh my gosh. What a brutal turnover. Pass down low. And Texas gets the puck in the slot and puts it past Silovs. That's a 5-2 lead for the Texas Stars. Oh, that was a brutal pass right at the blue line. My goodness. Abby getting sloppy in their own zone, and Texas made them pay for it immediately. Oh my gosh. So was that Nielsen who gave it away? Brutal. And then while fouling, Caro just pushed it past Silovs. Yeah. Huru puts it down for, and Carlson can't stop him. Yeah, no defenseman back there. Where are all the defensemen? There was a bunch of forwards trying to defend. Probably because the puck got turned over at a terrible spot. Looks like Nielsen either passed it up to the blue line that got intercepted, or it got poked off his stick. Either way, Abby's down by 3 now with 14:24 left to go in the third period of play. They have to start doing something here. Slowly getting blown out. Kudratsev with a shot to the front of the net. That one gets tipped over the boards and out of play. Brutes. You're right, KJ. Sad panda. And that makes me a sad panda. Carmelo, they can win? Question mark. Yeah, they sure can. Flow Hockey for $40. Where can I watch the game? Yeah, Flow Hockey is the only place to get it. The AHL doesn't have a TV contract. They just have Flow Hockey. Lekermacki plays into the corner. Skates to the middle. Kudratsev on the point. Puts it back over for Sasson. Sasson looks over for Lekermacki, who plays over Kudratsev. Kudratsev plays it down low. Sasson pokes it behind the net. The Abby Canucks didn't quite do anything with that. They were just passing the puck around. And then Texas dumps it down the ice. Goes off of an Abby player, so it's not going to be icing. Unfortunately. Hi, Dobby, says Florida. The Doge! Dobbertons! The Doge! Dobbs, says Aiden Kelly. Abby moves in. Shot from Carlson. His stick explodes. Faulty stick cost the Canucks a very good chance there. And now a breakaway for Texas, but the puck got ahead of him, and Silovs came out and played it out to the Texas blue line. 13-15 left to go in the third period. Texas turns back, puts it back into their own zone. Now they'll play it all the way up to the Abby blue line and tip it in. Silovs stops it behind the net for Will Lannon. Will Lannon skates, passes to the near side for Jujar Kara. Jujar Kara carries it in over the blue line. Over for Blay. Blay skates to the middle. He'll flip it into the corner. Texas gets there first, and they'll flip it out to their own blue line. Gets past their man and all the way down the ice. It looks like it tipped something, so no icing. Mancini stops behind his own net. And it looks like the Abby Canucks are going to get a penalty for cross-checking because McKenzie, the captain for the Texas Stars, threw himself to the ice because he's a little bitch. Oh, did I say that out loud? Skytrain Elvin's like, Dobby, 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 Dobby. Calvin 99 Charlie talking about Doge. Did you Elon Musk's t-shirt in the Trump interview? He had a Doge father shirt on. Laugh out loud. Hello, Dobby. Hello, Russell and Dobby. Go Florida Panthers, Dobby. Laugh out loud, Doge father. Says KJ Brazy. Russ is the Doge father. I am. Dobby the Doge father. Fur baby, says Ryan H. You'll love to see it. Hey Russ, you on Wednesday? I am. Yep, we'll be live on Wednesday, 5-2. Yep. Believe. F you, says Aiden Kelly. And then Skytrain Alvin's like, oh my fucking God. Yeah, that's a good response. Swear jar. Boo, says Milosh. Lame, says Andrew. Dick Large. I'm out. Friggin' Canucks. See you later, Dick Large. Nice to see you again. I always love seeing Dick Large. Perfect. Abby Canucks can pull a Vancouver Canucks and do the same thing they did in the last minute. Laugh out loud. Yep. It's all set up. 3-goal. 1 minute left. That's all we need. It's just the last minute. But unfortunately, it looks like Texas is going to the power play. Just as I say, believe. I know, right? What timing, eh? Believe. F you. Texas has a winger win. But then Abby's Mueller stepped through and then chips the puck off the boards and down the ice. Waters Canucks captain in to pressure them. Texas has the puck behind their own net, and they'll have to start from there. It's my fault, guys. I said the sweep word last stream. Yeah, you did. Lots of people were talking about sweeps this stream, though. Texas works it back into the Abby zone, plays it in, puts it to Lynn. Lynn shoots it wide off the end boards, back to the blue line. Texas picks it up there, works it back down low behind the Abby net. Good stick there by Breezewa to disrupt the Lynn pass, and now he ties him up. But the Texas player comes in to help out Lind and chips it up. Waters then chips it out to center. Mueller picks it up, throws it into the Texas zone. Waters continues the pressure, throws a hit, disrupting the play, throws another hit, skates out to center, harassing his man. He'll go off for a change. Texas brings it back in. Rick Owen rings it around the boards. Abby keeps it going. Texas intercepts it to the blue line. Rick Owen on the near side. Oh, no, that's Blumel. Blumel plays it behind the net. Back to Blumel on the near side. Half boards. Back to the blue line. Texas plays it back to Blumel on the half boards. He plays it to the down low into the corner on the near side. 31 seconds left to go on the power play. Into the front. Puck comes to the side to Lind, and he puts it back to the blue line. Another pass over for Blumel. Down low. Texas working it out of the blue line. Rickoven back to the blue line. Blumel with a toe drag. Skates around to the corner. Pass back to Rickoven. He plays it back to Blumel. Blumel plays it across the whole zone. Good stick by Sasson to prevent that from happening. Mancini plays it behind the net. Puck bounces back to him, and he'll clear it off the boards all the way down the ice as Wolanin comes out of the penalty box. Wooly out of the box. 10:29 left to go in the third period. This sucks, says Riley. Yeah, so far. Carmelo. Thanks. You're welcome, Carmelo. Still not sold on Silovs, says Aaron Cassidy. Welcome, Aaron. Nice to see you, buddy. Seems like he plays good in big moments and is dirty water trash in regular season play. Yeah, so far that's been the deal. So we figure we keep this is the plan, Aaron. We're going to keep Demko and Lankinen and Silovs, and then trade Demko at the trade deadline, and then bring Silovs up to play with Lankinen in the playoffs because he will win all the games. Canucks play the puck into the Texas zone. Sammy Blais works it down low. Jujhar Khaira picks it up into the front. Good shot by Nate Smith. Poirier with the save. Wolanin plays it into the corner for Sammy Blais. Sammy Blais getting worked over by Petrovic. And then tries to put it back to the blue line, gets intercepted there. Wolanin picks it up center. He'll play it back to the Texas blue line where Carlson picks it up. He holds up, plays it to the far side. Skating onto it is Di Giuseppe, tries to put it in front, ends up getting blocked and gets put back in behind the Texas net, and they'll play it out to center. They're up to 27 shots. Shot to the front of the net. Silovs blockers it to the side. Abby picks it up on the half boards. Carlson carries it over the center. Flips into the zone. Phil Di Giuseppe skates into the corner. Chips the puck behind the Texas net, but the other Abby player did not see it and ends up giving it up. Texas works it in behind the Abby net. Abby up to Hirose. He skates through center. He skates all the way down, gives it back to Mueller. Mueller rings around the board. Kudratsev picks it up there, plays it down low for Nielsen. Nielsen misses it. Coming down from the blue line. Oh, that was Baines coming on. Couldn't come up with the puck, though. Texas plays it behind their own net. Intercepted there. Abby picks it up. They'll play it back to Breezewell on the point. Shot to the front of the net. Ends up getting blocked and goes wide. Now Baines battling behind the net, trying to come up with it, but he can't. Texas skates it up to the half board, stops up. Mueller skating towards him, but he manages to get the pass off. Texas flips it out to center, tips it in. Silovs plays it to the side. Wu picks it up there. He'll stop. He ends up playing it behind the net for Breezewell, but it gets past him. But Sammy Blaze back to support. He plays it back over to Wu, who fumbles the puck back to the front of the net. Texas puts it right to the front, ends up getting tipped away by the Abbey defenseman at the last second. Shot down, goes wide from the point. Blay intercepts it behind the net, tries to play it over for Jujar Kara, but he can't get the puck. Now back, Wind at the point, skates down into the face-off circle, skates into the corner, turns, comes back up to the half boards, puts it back to the blue line. Shot, ends up going wide of the net. Sammy Blay chips it. Looks like Silovs might have lost his stick. No, he's still got it. That's somebody else's stick there in the corner. Nate Smith tries to chip it past his man, can't get it to go. Breezewell plays it from behind the net over for Nate Smith. Nate Smith plays it over for his player who lets the puck go in, intercepted right away. Puck comes down low for Lind. Now Abby flips it off the boards, can't get it out again. Waters is there battling. Texas keeps it in, flips it down low. Not far enough though. Abby intercepts it there. Breezewell plays it up to the half boards. Canucks flip it all the way down the ice. Now they're offside, unfortunately. Texas plays it back into the Abbey zone. Mancini's back to cover that. And then the puck comes right in the middle, and Blumel with another shot from a really good spot ends up shooting it wide. Puck goes all the way down the ice after Abbey clears it. Unfortunately, icing against the Abbey Canucks. Now up to 20 shots. 30 shots for Texas. This whomps Manuel Antonio Riviera Velasco. Where can I watch the game, friend? It is on Flow Hockey, but it is a paid service. So that's why I'm just doing play-by-play, because most people can't get it. And a lot of people are watching from outside the country, so you can't even get the 650 radio stream. So I'm doing my best to do the play-by-play for you guys. Boo, says Ryan. Watch here. Jay says, Flow Hockey for $40. Okay. Swear jar. When's game 4? It's on Wednesday, Riley. Swear jar, says Zach. Manuel, how goes the game between Texas Stars versus Abbotsford Canucks? How many times there? This is game 3. Abby ices the puck again. Got to get a copy of the rule book for those boys. Got to get a copy for them. They've figured out maybe that they can't ice the puck, but they've just done it twice in a row. So unfortunately, that means the faceoff comes all the way back and down in their own zone, and they won't be able to change. Lecker Mackey steps through to win the faceoff for his center, but ends up putting it back onto a Texas stick, and they got a shot off that. Ty Mueller can't come up with it. Ty Glover, can't come up with it at center. Texas skates it in all the way around the net. Flips it back towards the front of the net. Rebound comes out. Cleared to the side by Hirose. Sasson up to the blue line. Flip back to Sasson going to the net, but Petrovic gets back and chips it away from Mr. Sasson. Abby picks it up in the neutral zone. Hirose plays it up the blue line. Sasson trying to come out with it, get a break on net. Can't get it there. Phil Giuseppe comes in and throws a hit. Texas works it out to center. Intercepted there by Abby. It's Phil Giuseppe skating in. He goes to the net, puts it on. Oh, and what a save by Poirier. Going across on a good one-timer by Abby. Going across. Poirier diving across with the left pad. Makes a save. Breezewell gets the puck in his own zone. He'll skate into the near side corner. Getting hit there. Pinned against the boards now. Now we got a rugby game in the corner. 5:23 left to go. Puck comes out. Kudratsev comes out with it. Up for Nielsen. Nielsen skates through center. He takes a move to the right, chips into the corner, but it doesn't get past the man. Out to center. Abby Willanen at center. Flips it in. I just burped. I'm sorry. Poirier clears it up the boards. Texas skates it out of their own zone. Good speed, walking around Wolanin, and right back to the front. Abby manages to keep it out. Oh my goodness, they skated right in behind the net. Silovs followed him, and there was an empty net. All the Abby Canucks players went to the front of the net and managed to keep it out. Abby loses the puck there. And then they end up chopping the stick out of the hands of the player who's trying to go on a breakaway. And Blumel drops his stick like a little bitch. And that looks like Texas is probably going to end up getting a power play here. Russ has got, I got a Myers Hattie, laugh out loud. Nice. What a save by Poirier. Yeah, Carlson with a shot. Poirier sliding across with the left pad, making the save on Carlson on a really good opportunity there. Yes, he's Abby's best goalie ever. Laugh out loud. It's all your fault we're losing, KJ Brazy. Laughing and crying. Thanks, Katie. Ja, 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 says Manuel Antonio Riviera Vascala. Velasco. Learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the rules. Russ, you got a disc? A disc? Like a CD-ROM? Or like a Frisbee? What do you mean? Learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the rules. Jay, so is the game one of the Stanley Cup final. Yeah. Game one of Stanley Cup final starts on Wednesday. Abby Canucks starts on Wednesday. For game 4. Whoopsie daisy. Abby going to another penalty kill. Which is not what you want to do when you're trailing by 3 goals with 4:41 left to go. Face off is to Silovs' right. Bad face off. They wave out the Texas player. So it's Waters facing off in his own zone. 2-minute power play for Texas. Waters loses the draw. Shot off the face-off. Good play by Texas. Shot goes wide. Texas recovers the puck, though. Flips the puck behind the net. Mancini working over his man, but the man manages to get a shot off anyways. Then off the boards by by Abby, all the way out. Hirose going for a skate. He takes a shot. Oh, and Mueller on the rebound tries to get a shot too, and Poirier makes a save on that as well. Poirier keeping his team up by 3 goals. Hirose intercepts a pass in the Abbey zone, and he'll flip it all the way down the ice. Now, looks like Archie Baines going into the zone, poking the puck away from the Texas player, and it looks like they tried to flip it back into their own zone, goes off a stick and out of play. So that faceoff will be deep in the Texas zone on the power play, but Hirose putting it down for Mueller, and Mueller on the rebound, trying to get a pass or a shot past Poirier, but Poirier spreading out his legs, right pad getting in the way, and Mueller's not able to capitalize on that chance. Aliens are real. No cap. Bruh. Abby must be trying to adjust to get heat in Texas. Oh, Abby must be trying to adjust to the heat in Texas. Could be. Hot heat. Love to talk some shit. Laugh out loud. Skytrain Elvin. Abby penalty. Yeah. There is 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go on that Abby penalty. Shot to the front of the net. Silovs with the save, and he'll cover up the rebound. 5-2. 3:39 left to go. A minute left of power play. 58 seconds to be precise. Skytrain says Abby penalty. Abby lost. Why? Why was I programmed for pain? Poor robot. I didn't know you were a robot, Swerving. Discord! I'm going to be at a band concert for my school on Wednesday. What do you play, Riley? Do you play an instrument, or are you just watching? Texas wins the face-off. They're playing perimeter hockey right now. Waiting for their spot. Pass across the crease, too high for the one-timer. Shot to the front of the net. Silovs makes a save and covers up the rebound. Blumel looking to the sky. as Silovs makes him have more nightmares later tonight. Yeah, Texas with another chance, but Silovs with another save. And then McKenzie trying to kick it over for Emilio Pettersson, who can't get the puck. Face off to Silovs. Left this time. Mueller facing off. Thru gets waved out of the draw. So Emilio Peterson comes in to take it against Mueller. Peterson immediately lines up improperly. Tries to cheat and still loses. Wu picks it up behind his own net and he'll flip it all the way down the ice. Looks, I do get a playoff game. Stoked. Yeah, you're going to see them. You're going to see them because it's game 6, right? Wu picks up the puck in his own corner on the far side and he'll flip it all the way. Oh, no, it ends up going off of, looks like it went off of Trey Taylor, and into the Texas bench. So the faceoff will probably be at center ice. Trey Taylor getting hit in the back of the leg. Poor bastard. There's no padding there. Seems Texas can play hockey. Who would have thunk? Bass drum. Oh, you play the bass drum. Is that like the really big one? Boom, 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 boom. Any live streams, Justin Stigl? This is the only one you're going to get unless you pay for Flow Hockey. This is the only live stream a fan could need. Thanks, Bob Bluger. I like that. 21 seconds left to go in the power play. 3 minutes left to go in the third period. Texas controlling in the faceoff circle. Back to the blue line. Down low on the far side. Pass to the front. Lynn makes a shot to the front of the net. Silovs can't cover it up. Puck comes to the near half wall. Hirose can't get the puck down low. Nielsen plays it for Hirose. Hirose plays it for his man, and the penalty's over. Carlson out of the box. He'll flip the puck in from center. Nielsen skates in on the forecheck. He smokes his man in the corner. Now Jujar Carrot comes in. He works it back to the blue line. Breezewall walks to the middle, plays it down for Jujar. Jujar plays it down low, and that pass gets past there. Carlson couldn't get a stick on it. Had a perfect opportunity. Puck comes all the way down the ice, and Texas ices the puck after a really good opportunity by Carlson on the side of the net, but couldn't connect. But at least Texas is a bunch of idiots who ice the puck. Learn the rules, Texas. One with a video of the game would be preferred. Laugh out loud. Yeah, the only way you're going to get that is you pay for it, unfortunately. On hockey is failing me tonight. I'm sorry to hear that, Justin. I will show you goals. Oh, well, Lannon keeps it into the blue line, plays it into the far side corner. Texas works it out, though. Cole ended center. He stops at the Abbey blue line and gets smoked for his petulance. 1:51 left to go. We'll see if they do pull Silovs. I'm not sure if they will with a 3-goal deficit. Jujar Kara works it into the corner. Stops up. Looks back to the point. Plays it back there. Shot from Hirose goes wide. Ends up bouncing behind the net. Back to the blue line. Bounces past the Abbey defenseman. Hirose gets back in time. Mancini grabs the stick of his player. Didn't get a call there, fortunately. Now Mancini with speed. Walks over the Texas blue line. He gets stopped up at the half boards. Plays it back to the blue line for Hirose. Hirose plays it down low. Ends up going off of a stick. Smith picks it up there. He's on the half boards, plays it back to Hirose on the blue line, plays it over for Mancini. Mancini stops, walks the blue line, walks down the half boards, plays it the middle. Mueller with a shot. That gets blocked in front, doesn't get to the net. Smith plays it down low. Carlson's there. He picks it up. He skates up the half boards on the near side, plays it back to the blue line. Not far enough, gets blocked there. Abbey keeps it at the blue line, though. Smith keeps it down low. But then Texas intercepts it, plays it out at center. Well, Lannon picks it up. Plays it up to the blue line. Abbey comes in, but then loses the puck immediately. 42 seconds left to go. Yep, game 6. Abbey works it through center. Can't get anything going there. Flips it in. Poirier stops it behind his own net. Abbey throws another hit. Baines in on the forecheck. They're not stopping. Even though they're not going to win this game, they're not stopping playing hockey. Carlson throws a hit. Baines comes up with the puck. Texas retakes it, puts it back out to center. 12 seconds left to go. Sasson grabs his man. Silovs stops it behind the net, plays it up for Willanen. Willanen can't get the puck. Puck in the corner. Now Abby's getting a penalty. Emilio Pettersson getting worked over. So it looks like right at the end of the game, with no time left on the clock, Emilio Pettersson's getting worked over. And now he's chirping the ref, I think. No, he's just getting his helmet back. Unfortunately, that means that the Abby Canucks have lost this game and the series is now a 2-1. The Abby still leads 2-1, but first game back in Texas, and Texas comes up with a big win. Hashtag, you hate to see it. That's a hashtag, you hate to see it. All right, let's not waste any time here. Let's get Dustin right on here. All right. Without further ado, Dustin Boydell. What's up, my dude?
Yo.
How's it going, brother?
Not the finish we were hoping for,
Yeah.
obviously, but, still up 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we talked about it too, right? The way this period started, the way the game started, it was pretty crazy. Dustin, you kind of look like a potato right now, so I'm just going to close the call and then I'm going to reopen it again.
Sounds good.
That's pretty much the same. That's fine though. It is what it is. We got like just like a blur on you, right? Oh my goodness.
You're crystal clear on my end.
Yeah,
so.
Interesting. Bizarre. Must be something to do with my my Discord's been weird lately, so I'm gonna blame Discord on this one.
Fair enough.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. You're back to being crystal clear.
Yay!
If only the Abby Canucks could make adjustments on the fly as well as we did just there.
Hey-o. Nice
Well,
segue.
I mean, you look at it too, right? We're not going to be too upset about it. Like at the end of the day, the Abby Canucks did kind of shut things down after the second period there. An unfortunate giveaway in their own zone, though. That was a pretty ugly giveaway, and not much help there for Silovs. But I think it was all three forwards were back covering for some reason. So, but when the puck gets turned over the blue line, there's not much you can do there, eh?
Well, I mean, you're on the power play. Your number one priority there is getting possession.
Yeah.
There was no need to try and rush the play out of the zone like Carlson did, but a little bit of youth and panic setting in, right? Like you're down 2 goals. The young guys are going to try and push to the other end and try and get a goal to get within 1. And then Nielsen with a really ill-advised attempt at a body check. If you just play the puck on that one, like you're on the power play, you can't go for that hit. And then once that found the back of the net, it just kind of took the wind out of their sails. They really didn't have much after that. Not really the best team game. They kind of left Silovs high and dry on most of those goals tonight, and weren't staying out of the box when they needed to. It's unfortunate, but is what it is. Move on to Wednesday night. Got to put it in the rearview mirror. There's definitely things to learn from. They once they kind of started getting more to their game and playing more physical, they were able to push the play a little bit. But when you're behind, you can't really play the style the Abby Canucks want to play. Next game they're going to have to try and capitalize on scoring first and build on it instead of getting behind with a couple of bad penalties.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we saw in the last series against Colorado, where they started taking a lot of penalties, which got them in trouble. And then obviously Manny Malhotra, after the game was over, was like, listen, boys, I want you to play hard, but I got to get you to play between the whistles, because that's where a lot of this stuff is happening anyways, is outside of that. And if you can't rely on your penalty kill like you were before, you shouldn't be taking penalties as much as they did, especially early in the game.
Yep, and tonight, Texas just had everything kind of going their way. The bounces were kind of going their way. Obviously, the home crowd's on their side. Poirier with some good saves and some lucky ones that just kind of hit him through traffic. So yeah, just one of those games that went everything right for Texas, and not a lot went right for Abbotsford. They did pot a couple of goals that looked really, they were really nice power play goals, like great plays, and it could have been a different third period had they scored on that power play rather than giving up a shorthanded goal, but we'll never know.
Well, I was talking earlier too, because I feel like Tristan Nielsen has been struggling a lot lately, especially when it comes to getting any points. Because I mean, he has been quite an offensive player for the Canucks in the past, but through 15 games right now, I'll bring it up for everyone here. He's only got the 4 points so far through the first 15 games. He's a -6 as well, which is a stat that you also don't really see for Nielsen. And then tonight, like you said, he had that ill-advised attempted hit. Man, is this a guy maybe you sit down for a minute after a tough travel down to Texas and get someone back in the lineup like a Klimovich, or do you leave Nielsen in the lineup and let him play through his problems?
No, I would agree that it might be time to rotate Nielsen out of the lineup. He has been struggling. They do need to find a way to spark Lekkerimäki as well. He's had moments, but he needs someone other than, DiGiuseppe and Sasson are good to play with, but are they really guys that are gonna get Lekkerimäki the puck in those high danger spots? DiGiuseppe and Sasson are two types of guys that are built to create their own space. They're not necessarily playmakers. They drive the center of the ice, and Lekkerimäki kind of plays around, outside the dots, I guess you could say, looking for the open ice rather than getting into the garbage areas. So maybe a mismatch of a bit of chemistry there, but Lekkerimäki is kind of a tough one to fit into a team like this that is kind of built of a lot of grinding type of players. That's where him and Klimovich kind of stand out. That's why Klimovich had so much success on the power play this year, but not as much success 5-on-5. Lekkerimäki had more success early in the season when he was playing with like Aatu Räty and Niels Oman, guys that are more offensive minded, the guys that are closer to making that jump to the NHL. So it's too bad that Ratu's out and Oman's still out, because they would be huge to help get Lekkerimäki going.
Do you think maybe putting Lekkerimäki on a line with Karlsson would end up being a good thing? Because obviously Lekkerimäki does pretty well from the face-off dots. He got some good shots, good looks tonight, and Karlsson's just a beast in front of the net. So maybe slap them with like a Sasson or even a Waters or something like that, and put together a line like that. Is that something you think they might look at, or have they done anything like that previously?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Even kind of putting Baines and Lekkerimäki together with maybe you go Sasson up the middle with that one, or maybe that changes things. Instead of having DiGiuseppe on the one side, you have Baines kind of drive, because Baines has been playing really well. He just hasn't been putting the puck in the back of the net, getting lots of assists and driving the play offensively, but he's been a bit snake bitten on the finish. So maybe you bump him up just to play with Sasson and Lekkerimäki, and that gets him going a little more too, and you find the back of the net more on the 5-on-5. Because power play did well tonight, got 2 goals. Anytime your power play can get multiple goals in a game, that's a successful night, right? So 5-on-5 is where they need to pay a little attention to the offense, and we'll see what lineup Manny comes up with on Wednesday night. I don't see many changes coming on the blue line.
I mean, I was going to say Hirose had a great game tonight. Hirose was all over. He had a couple good chances, had a couple good dashes, even shorthanded. He was looking pretty dangerous there on that shot to the front of the net. Unfortunately, Mueller couldn't finish up with the rebound in front there. But man, Hirose, after getting back in the lineup, scoring the only goal last game, and then looked really, really solid for the Abby Canucks tonight.
Yeah, like I didn't really see a lot of bad play from the defense. A lot of the turnovers and misplays and mistakes were all from forwards. So it's I wouldn't say that much needs to change on the blue line. You know, there's there's only one goal that was even strength, right? So it's tough to evaluate the defensive play in a game like this when they did play pretty well, but it's 5-2 game, right? So it's just it's kind of a weird one to analyze at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because you look at it and it's like, oh, they got blown out because there's no empty net goals, but they didn't really get blown out. Like the majority of the play was pretty even. It's just they lost the special teams battle in this game lopsidedly, and that was the big difference.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look, it's like the tale of there was the first period and then it was the rest of the game. Because if you bring it up for the shots in the first period, Abby got outshot 18-17 by Texas. And then after that, it was pretty much even. Texas outshooting them 10-11 in the third period, but they were even 7-7 in the second period. So if you delete that first period, then you're looking at a 2-1 game, which is pretty much more similar to what we were seeing from Texas and Abbotsford when they were playing up here in BC.
Absolutely. Yeah, that first period was just Texas capitalized on the energy and Abbotsford just wasn't really ready. They did skate this morning and maybe the fatigue from I saw someone in chat bring up the heat and you heard Brandon Assel talking about it, the play-by-play. He said it's like getting slapped in the face with with a hot wall. It's similar to, Mexican heat or when you're in the desert in Vegas, which is something that these boys are not really used to, and even just in the day-to-day life, like that is kind of hard on the body. But they did get in early yesterday, so they did have a day to adjust, so they are fresh. But it's getting late in the playoffs. These guys are young, they probably have injuries and bumps and bruises they've never really experienced before, so it's time to dig deep, and we'll see what Manny does to adjust. Abbotsford has yet to lose 2 games in a row this postseason. They have bounced back really well after a loss, so I would expect the coaches to have a good dissection of what happened tonight. The boys probably get a good talking to about staying disciplined and out of the box and playing their style of game with high energy, but you gotta keep it clean.
Speaking of keeping it clean, I'll pull it up here, everyone. Okay, so we got Huru, which is like Ratu. But yeah, if you look through all these penalties, there's a lot of penalties here. There is no Sammy Blais penalties anywhere here. Sammy Blais made it through an entire hockey game without taking a penalty. He was playing hard, but he managed to keep within himself and didn't take any penalties. So that's got to be a good sign moving forward as well, as he was able to keep his calm a little more.
Yeah. No, it's good. He's playing within himself, which is nice. You need guys like that to do that, and I'm sure he got that talk after the Eagles series, because he has been far more effective in all 3 of these games so far in this series. But Arshdeep, tough one getting in there and maybe a chance at a 5-on-3 there.
Yeah.
And then it turns into the shorthanded goal against as well, because Abbotsford did let Texas kind of get under their skin a bit tonight.
Yeah.
And that again is the young team and just learning something every game is what these Abbotsford Canucks have done all playoffs long, and hopefully they are able to do that again tonight and bounce back on Wednesday.
So it's always a little harder to decide who gets the 3 stars in a loss, especially when it's a bit of a lopsided one. If you're picking the 3 stars of the game in this 5-2 loss against the Texas Stars, who are you giving those 3 stars to?
Oh, probably Blumel's probably first star. He had a pretty good game, even power play goal, shorthanded goal. He had about 3 or 4 other really, really good chances. Like he was all over the place. Second star. Ooh, that's a tough one. Maybe Huru for a couple of assists.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I'm giving it, I'd probably give it to Carlson because he had a really good game for Abbotsford.
Mhm.
However, it's Texas and away, so they probably threw it to one of the other guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Cole Lind or Strangest, one of the goal scorers.
Yeah, you got pretty much all of it. Bumel ends up getting the first star with his 2 goals. They gave it to Caro with a goal and an assist. And then Stranges with his 1 goal apparently is better than Carlson with a goal and an assist. So even though, like we said, it is a 5-2 score, it didn't feel like a 5-2 game. So I feel like you're right. Carlson probably should have gotten a bone thrown his way and gotten the 3rd star. But you know what? We're gonna get too upset about it because we're gonna sweep the 3 stars in the next game, right?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. And then the last thing I want to just quickly chat about is obviously Silovs hanging in there, making some incredible saves. Like some of them, I wasn't even sure if he made the save. It looked like it might have just gone wide. But it could have probably been even more of a lopsided victory if he doesn't lay out like that, more of like an 8-2 game or something like that. Not a game 2, but still looking like he has some more stuff in the tank for the next game.
Definitely. He has bounced back incredibly after a loss this entire playoff run, as has the entire team. So, yeah, I would expect a minor shuffle in the lineup from Manny because I'm sure he wasn't happy with what he saw overall tonight. And we'll see who's out there Wednesday. And the first 5 minutes of that game are going to be very important. If they score first, they really have to build on that and get the second goal. They can't give it back as quickly as they did tonight, and they certainly can't come out of the first period behind because both these teams. We talked about it in game 1. If they're leading after the first period, they are undefeated. So either one of these teams carries that lead out of the first. They have a pretty good track record going. So hopefully we can have a strong first period next game and play the style that we've become accustomed to watching in these playoffs so far.
It's actually funny. The last thing I'll show everyone before we go, this is the shot chart that we've been looking at the last couple games. They flipped it because Abby's away, so Abby's orange now. This is the first time where you look at the kind of the middle here, and the Abby shots are all being kept to the outside. They have a bunch in from in close, but you can even see on the Texas side, there's a lot more shots right in the slot here in the high, right down low, right in front of Arturs Silovs. So that's something that you're going to have to clean up for the next game because that was definitely a tougher game in the defensive zone than they've seen recently.
Yeah, definitely the hardest Silovs has had to work in a few games. That's for sure.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to chat before I let you go for the night, brother?
Oh, thanks as always for hanging out. Tough loss tonight, but you know what? We're up in the series. We'll be here for you guys on Wednesday night. Actually, I might not be here Wednesday.
Yeah, it's all good. Let me know.
My internet is getting disconnected.
Yeah.
In the process of moving.
Oh yeah.
Houses. So we will be in touch. But hopefully we're not disconnected for too long. And hopefully we got a good Wednesday night. And appreciate everyone tuning in as always. And let's continue that push to 1,000 subs.
Cool, brother. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll chat soon.
Sounds good. Have a great night.
That's Boyd L stopping by for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. Always good to see the brother, the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, mercy. So the Canucks do not win the 3rd game of the series, unfortunately, but they do finish strong, at least. A couple bad mistakes that popped out, which we're not very happy about, but it is what it is. Sometimes it'd be like that. But for now, we're going to just, take it, put it in the box. We'll move on to the next game. Excuse me. I burped. Been burping a lot tonight. What's up with that? Yeah, my goodness. My I think Discord is causing all the problems on my computer right now. Discord's being all invasive. Why you got to be invasive, Discord? Why you got to be like that? All right. Yeah, Jason, Justin, you can see it on Flow Hockey, but it's gonna cost you $40. You're stuck with us, pal. This is Bob Bluger. Do you have Discord, Russ? I do have Discord, as I just talked about. Try spitting on it. What? Justin, come for the stars, stay for the batleth. Yeah. I do have a batleth in here. Yeah, I'm a big Star Trek fan, Justin, so thanks for being here. Even if you're cheering for the stars, we appreciate it. We accept all fans here at Nothing is Perfect. He's got that super bass. This is such an L. I know, aliens. I'm sorry. I told you they could come back and they didn't. Who would happen if you showed the Who would happen if you showed the game? What would happen? I'm assuming you're saying. My stream would probably get shut down. I can show clips, like I've been able to show clips, but I haven't been able to show you guys full things. So I don't want to push my luck too much here. I think you got your who's with what's mixed up. Yeah. Game over. Sad day, says Riley. To Jungite. Ty Blubber. Oh no. Yeah. Andrew, GG boys was fun. Justin, last game stars were up 5-2 over the Canucks and things did not end well. Yes, you're right, Justin. We're hoping for the same thing. Good news, they're still up in the series. Yeah, let's go Dusty, says Andrew. All right, next game. See you later to Jungite. Nice to see you again, buddy. Gary Wiseman, Russell just insulted potatoes all around the world. No. Dusty's an attractive man. So by calling him a potato, I'm saying that all potatoes are attractive, right? I'm not worried. Damn, that was tough, says KJ. Manuel. I already finished the match, guys. Oh no. It's that Silovs worst game. We're golden. Yeah, I blame the travel. Got to stay in the AC. Yeah. Texas 120 is normal. That's ridiculous. Melts your sunglasses in your car. Eddie F, challenging to win when you give up 2 shorties. Thanks again, Rusty, for your coverage tonight, and see you for game 4. See you later there, Eddie F. Nice to see you, buddy. Wait, no Sammy Blay penalty? Let's fucking go, Blay. I feel like Manny's gets them back on track. Yeah. Goodbye. See y'all next game. Excellent night for all. Thank you, Manuel. Hope you're right, Andrew. Every other loss has Manny has. Yeah. 13 win streak right before the playoffs. 7-2-1 in the playoffs. Can't argue with that. Thanks, Dusty, says Gary Wiseman. Try spitting on it. I guess in it. Russ watching the hub too. Too much? What do you mean? Spit on it. It's pronounced super bass. Superb ass. My mom might be watching, so I got to be careful, you know? I sent her the link, but she didn't show up in chat, so maybe she's not watching. All right, kids. Thank you very much. I'll quickly look at the fan funding because it looks Swerve and Irvin. Thank you very much for your 5 gifted memberships today. That was awesome. I appreciate you very much. We will be live again on Wednesday. It's going to be another 5 o'clock start. So we are going to be covering this game between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers, but we are going to be focusing on the Abbey Canucks. So I will keep you guys up to date on the Stanley Cup Finals, but we're going to focus on the Calder Cup Western Conference Finals because we are a Canucks stream. All right. Makes sense. Okay, kids. Canucks lose, but that's all right. We'll do better next time. I believe in the power of the Canucks. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. Thank you to Dobby for being a cute little boy. Thank you to my wife, Crystal, who's currently making me dinner. She's amazing. Yeah. So until next time, remember, my name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect, and make sure that you make good choices.